Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, April 2nd, 2026, and my name is Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and welcome to the Stamping Morning Show, coming to you live on Thursday mornings at 9 a.m. Central, right here on Facebook and YouTube. Again, my name is Jennifer Cotton, and welcome. Thank you for being here. Welcome. Okay, I'm a little bit off because I was having a little Facebook trouble, but anyway, it's all good. So these are your stamping morning headlines, and again, welcome. Thank you guys for being here. Let's see who's here this morning already. Hilda, first one in upstate New York over on YouTube. Thank you, Hilda. Sue is on a bus tour in Barcelona, Spain, last day before you head back to the snow in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Aw, too bad. But welcome back, Sue, or welcome to the live, I should say. And have fun. Have fun. She's been on like a 2-week tour, I think 2 weeks. I have to blot my nose here on this wonderful morning show. V, good morning. Sherry, good morning from rainy Illinois. Lori, good morning. Return of winter in Minnesota. What's the temperature, girl? Here we did have rain overnight in Midlothian, Texas, and then we won't have any rain today, but of course we're going to have rain Saturday when I have my in-person team meeting. 100% chance of rain on Saturday, so that's great. So that's your morning weather from Texas. Chilly Southern California in the 70s this week. What does it say? Next week, who knows exactly. V, I don't know what ours is next week either. Here, speaking of, yay! Susan able to join for a short while today in sunny Florida. Nice. Linda in Mansfield, good morning. And Lori says 32 degrees. Ooh, that is the return of winter. And Linda in Idaho, good Thursday morning. Okay, good to see everybody here. So I just got, as y'all know, my brand new Stampin' Up! Pre-order in. I have gone through the box because I cut up the paper share and I did some other stuff, but I haven't really gone through it. Some of these packages like of stamps haven't been opened yet and all the stuff. So you're going to get to see what's inside my pre-order from this new catalog that starts in May for customers, or right now for demonstrators. It's really amazing. And shockingly, I got a lot, and there's so much I didn't get. So there's a ton of good stuff in this catalog. As y'all come on, say hi, give a like, a thumbs up, a share. Those will all help me in my business. So thank you very much. Even if you're watching replay, you can still click a thumbs up, a like, a share. You can click the share button and copy the link. Hey, Katie, good morning to you. And that counts as a share. So feel free, or you can really share it with somebody. Hold on. Fix this. Let me see. So I'm going to give you that full haul, also a sneak peek at the virtual album retreat package and other stuff. I have an ordering special going on, etc. So you're going to want to watch the whole video. It probably, by the way, get your coffee, get your Coke, get your water, get a snack, go to the bathroom. This will probably be a long video today. So anyway, because I have so much pre-order and other stuff to talk about. So as a reminder, my name's Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. I've been one for 24 years now, 25 in November. And this is my full-time business. So I offer lots of things that anyone can take advantage of, events in person and all offered to go, retreats, cruises, weekly videos, and even more. And more is coming. I'm going to be doing a new scrapbooking thing coming soon, and I'm always offering new things. So make sure you follow, subscribe, go to the blog, all the stuff. Speaking of the blog, that reminds me to tell you that I will add timestamps to this video later today in YouTube that will allow you to skip around to the part you like. So straight to the pre-order, straight to the virtual album retreat, straight to whatever. Normally it's straight to the stamping or whatever. Today, if you are new, you know, you just happen to stumble across this and you've never done paper crafting before, I have plenty of videos that show how to do that. But today I'm showing a bunch of new product. So again, as y'all come on, say hi and all the stuff. So I'll add those timestamps, and then tomorrow I'll put a link right over here in the corner that will take you straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com. And that's where you can go to that blog page, stamptherapist.com, and get links to all of my events, information about ordering specials, Stampin' Up specials, pictures from the videos, the projects I showed, etc. Links to the videos, all the stuff is there. My contact info, everything should be there. Switch this back where I can see your comments. So if you ever are like, what did she say, or what was the deal, stamptherapist.com. Just go there. Okay. Let me see. I said all that. Okay, so I'm going to have the next segment of our show hopefully be a little bit quicker than normal, just so we can get to the new product. But remember, you can go over. So get out your pen and paper and write down what events you want to take advantage of, right? And then you can go to the blog, stamptherapist.com, click on events at the top, and check out the links and more details about these events, as well as make sure you're on my email list. And the tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central, I will send an email out. And if you scroll to the bottom of that, you'll see links to all of these events. Okay. So first of all, I do classes every single month. Again, I'm going to go over this a little bit quicker than normal. All of my events you take will include a PDF tutorial. Anyone in the world can purchase that tutorial within the event link. Anyone in the US can purchase the class packet or the tutorial. My team gets my tutorials for free, of course, over on our Facebook page. But in the class kits, we cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible unless otherwise stated. So you may need to own those featured bundle dies to complete your projects. And then, yeah, that's it. Okay. I'm like, what else was I supposed to say? So I offer 3 classes every month that anyone can take, again, to go or in person. 2, well, all 3 are actually offered as a club, but 2 are a subscription club. So those classes are offered in person this month, April 25th, in person in Cedar Hill, Texas, or to go mailed April 27th. You can choose from card class, 4 cards that you can purchase, or they're free with an online order, or you can come attend in person. So I'll talk more about that the week of April 20th. And then I have these 2 subscription clubs, the Stamp-A-Stack Club or the Wall Art Club. We're going to use the gorgeous Friendly Foliage bundle for our 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each. And for wall art, we're going to use the Sweet Bugs bundle, which is the adorable little bugs. It's just going to be a springy, like fun, cute wall art. So wall art is 12 by 12. You can see a couple of past ones over there. I don't know if it'll focus if I move my face out of the camera, but maybe. I don't know. But anyway, that's the Easter one we did last month. I do still have one of those left. I never showed it on camera, so I'll bring it over. And then that's wall art. So you get over $20 in merchandise in both of these classes, either Stamp-A-Stack or wall art. Of course, some people take both. I have one of these packets left. 20 in merch. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible. And PDF instructions. Okay. So you can join the club right now, or you can register right now for either one. Links are on the blog. Links will be emailed out tomorrow morning. So those are the monthly classes. I do them every single month. The club has benefits. It saves you money. It's cheaper and saves money. And you get a gift after 6 consecutive months. And of course, you can cancel any time. Yay, Linda. Oh, that's so nice. Linda says it's so nice to see so many familiar faces joining you. Connections are priceless. 100%, Linda. Connections are the best part about paper crafting, or at least with Stampin' Up. So thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. As y'all come on, I'm just asking to give a like or a thumbs up or a heart, because I don't know why, but less people are watching at the moment. So who knows what's happening, but maybe people are busy. Maybe things are going on. I don't know. Okay, next up is I do have a sneak peek. I finished my Retreat in a Box projects. So this is a class you can still register for, the Retreat in a Box. Within this, you can take the retreat portion, which I'll tell you about now, or my class, or April's class, or mix and match any way you want. This is to go only. In person is full. You need to register by April 5th for either the Retreat in a Box and or the classes or the tutorials only. So all those options are in the link. Again, where's the link? There's a link in this email right now. It takes you to my blog page where all the links are. They're in this video. Did I say email? There's a link in this video. Or, yes, Sue, you can get that. I will put you down. I don't think anyone else commented that before you. I just happened to look up. I wrote it down. Okay, link in the video or go to the blog. The video link takes you to the blog, I should say, or sign up for the email. Okay, so what is Retreat? Of course, it's an in-person thing where we gather for a weekend, and then part of their fee is a goodie bag of over $50 in Stampin' Up! Merchandise, an actual bag that's like your retreat bag that's exclusive to each retreat, gifts, 10 make and takes, PDF tutorial. So let's look at these, a sneak peek of these make and takes. I'm going to point the camera down, which I have to look over here to do. I also need to catch up on y'all's, yes, camera, comments. Okay, so quick sneak peek. These are my notes. You're going to make 10 projects, a cute box. You will score it yourself. It's very easy. I'll have good instructions. 6 cards. We'll pre-emboss and everything, but you will need to own the featured bundle dies. This is Words of Beauty and Petals of Beauty. Petals of Beauty is retiring the flowers, so get it now. That's retiring. Speaking of retiring, we're going to talk about that later as well. So these are the cards. You're going to make 2 scrapbook pages. Ooh, new folder, which we'll emboss for you. And you're going to make a gorgeous wall art. So that is the Retreat in a Box projects. Again, I'm fixing my camera. Can't talk and do 2 things at one time. That includes PDF tutorial. We cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible except the featured bundle dies. So you will need to cut those. Gifts, a bag, etc. Okay, so register by April 5th for that. Then you saw the sneak peek on the screen of April's class. I don't have her cards physically here, but I've seen them in real life, that middle picture. They're gorgeous. It's 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each, and like $35 in merchandise. We price these classes much cheaper than our other classes. We basically give you all your fee and product, and the cards are free. And then my class will be the same, 4 designs, but you'll make 2 of each. So 8 cards using Filled with Sweetness. And I will be designing that hopefully this weekend, since April 5th is Sunday. So yeah, I'll be designing by Sunday my Filled with Sweetness. I will put a sneak peek out to the customers once I can get that done. But it might be Sunday night. Who knows? Although one of my friends, a team member, I'm not going to say her name because I don't want y'all to, I would say her name, but anyway, because I'm copying from her, maybe she shared some samples with me yesterday. Katie, good morning. Terry, good morning. We had an inch of rain in Granbury last night. Woohoo. Yes, we did need the rain. I don't know how much we got in Midlothian, but it did wake me up at one point, but it was not like a dangerous storm. So that was good. Katie, good morning. Charlotte, good morning. Jackie, good morning. MJ, good morning from a really wet upstate New York. Crazy weather and flooding. Ugh. I don't know if we had flooding here. We don't get bad flooding, but sometimes on the streets. But they were saying, like, if you had to go anywhere this morning, traffic was really bad, even after it quit raining. Cindy, good morning in Rhode Island. Thank you for sharing. Linda, yes. I talked about Linda. Cheryl, didn't get your wall art packet yet. It went out on Monday. When did it go out? No, that was last Monday. I'll check, Cheryl, but you should have received the tracking email. Let me write your name down. And I remember Sherry, anyway, my husband was like, which name is correct? And I explained to him about how I have 3 different names for you on my paperwork. So anyway, I'll check your tracking after this video. Hopefully it's better be on the way. Sue, got you. And good morning. And Beverly, good morning. And Sandy, good morning in Nashville. Good to see everybody. Okay. So that was Retreat in a Box. Next. I have no space over here. I have to clean up before I can. Actually, what's next for me is my team meeting, and it is Saturday. And we're doing it in person and to go. And so that's not why I have a mess, but that picture I posted on Facebook that time is nothing compared to this mess that's here right now. Because it's like, anyway, it's just a mess. I might take a picture and post it later so y'all can see if you've ever had a mess this bad. What's my point? I have a team meeting and I want to show you all the cards, but they're buried over there somewhere. But anyway, we have a meeting on Saturday in person and virtual. And that's the next thing I have to prep for before I can design. And my meeting is Saturday in person, so I have to do a lot of work for that. But I don't know why I got off on that tangent. I guess because I didn't have anywhere to put those samples. Okay, so virtual album retreat. Have y'all heard of this? Close that. When you buy it, it comes in a box like this. Super cute. And I want to first show you the value of the virtual album retreat. This is through Stampin' Up, and it's $250, and it's totally worth it. If you can afford it, of course. You will make a 20-page album, 10 2-page layouts, professionally designed and prepped. Let me show you the breakdown here of the value. You get 2 stamp sets. They are double, like huge stamp sets. I'll show them here in a minute. This is a Jennifer estimate. And I say we because one of my team members helped me. Stella, shout out. I forgot if you're here this morning, Stella, but thank you she started the math for me, and then I adjusted it based on my opinion. Because some of this we know firm prices and some we have to guess. But Stella and I agree that these stamp sets would cost at least $40 each. So you get 2 stamp sets, a golden glow shimmer brush, which I have in here. I'll show y'all. 2 white gel pens. It only shows 1 in the picture on the website, but I received 2. Linen thread, glossy dots, photo placeholders, 12 by 12 page protectors. You get 10, I believe 10 of those. 4 by 4 flip flaps, a whole pack. 23 sheets of printed cardstock and designer paper that are super thick. 20 other thick sheet DSP and cardstock sheets, 9 die cut sheets, and a sticker sheet. So we estimate that value before tax and shipping $238. Again, it costs $250. You get 24 or more hours of video instruction that is recorded. You can watch anytime. You make the 20-page professionally designed album, PDF instructions written, and I'm going to give you a $43 album free for if you purchase it through me. Now, when you order that, you earn $25 in rewards unless you apply some credits to it, which of course just discounts it. And then, like, say you put $25 in credits, now it costs $225, so you get $22.50 in product credits towards it. So really, that's a discount. Let's do our girl math. Now it's only costing me $200, right? Girl math. And then what else? Everything packaged and ready to go. You just sit down and create when you want, because everything's recorded. Like, I can never make it during the live videos. I mean, I might be able to play them in the background, but I can never personally sit down and do it at that time. But they're recorded, so no problem. Now, if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, look at this green circle. This is your pricing. All demonstrators receive a minimum 20% discount. So that brings it down to $175. With your discount and your rewards that you will earn on it. Again, we're doing girl math here. So you'll pay $250. We get full, by the way, we get a discount, but if I ordered it for $250 and didn't apply any credits, even though I get a discount, I earn rewards on the $250, not my discounted amount. Pretty cool. Anyway, so I would get $25 product credits, and that would bring it down to $175 if I only got the 20% discount, but many of us earn more than 20. So $162.50, and many earn actually more than that of a discount. It's anyway, there's a scale. So, but your minimum is 20% discount. So there we go. Cheryl got yours. Woohoo! Yes, and Sandy says, Sandy's a team member and friend. She says the virtual album retreat is really great. I did the one last year and couldn't wait to sign up for this one. It's also like Linda said this. It's so nice to see so many familiar faces joining. Connections are priceless. Another thing about this is there's a Facebook group where there's a lot of camaraderie. People are like showing off what they made and giving tips to each other and getting help. And so you make connections there too. So that's cool. So anyway, it's really good value. I understand that it's expensive and not everybody can break that off, but it's a great value. So I just want to make sure everybody understood that. Hey, Xana, good morning. Rosemary, good morning. Terry ordered yours Tuesday morning. Yes, a lot of people waited. If they're a demonstrator, they waited to order it until April because then it counts for the new quarter of our sales. So that's a little trick. If you're not a demonstrator, thank you. Thank you, Xana. She's so nice. I wish we could sell across countries, basically. Okay, last but not least, let's see. I lost my train of thought. I don't know. But let me show you what's in this box. I might think of it. I'm going to put this on the screen in case. No, I said it all. Real quick. So I'll show you. There's the free album from me. That will come separately. I'll just order it for you as soon as you place your order. So if you don't get it from me, tell me, because I have to do that manually. D, ring, or post. I'll have to ask you that question anyway, which one you want. So there's that. And let me, one more picture here. So this is what I'm about to show you, this box of all these contents. And bottom left corner, they only show one white gel pen. But again, I received a full pack of 2. I'm going to switch the camera down real quick while I have you on that screen so that you don't have to see me looking to the side to do that. Okay, so this is the box. This is the box opened up here. And so let me pull everything out. I've gone through this box a bunch of times and taken stuff in and out. So it doesn't look as cute as it did when it arrived, but probably shouldn't show that QR code on the screen. It's fine though, it's fine. Okay, hold on. Box makes not a cute background. Oh, y'all saw my notes. I have to have notes for everything. Okay, so you get at the top is actually this bag right here that has stuff in it like your Golden Glow shimmer brush. I think this piece of paper is actually not inside the envelope, and it is just instructions telling you how to join the Facebook group. There's a website and a QR code to join the Facebook group. Don't worry, if anyone got the QR code, you can't join it unless you know your order number. So by the way, if you order this, write down, you'll get an email from Stampin' Up! Immediately after, and write down your order number or save that email because they ask for it when you join the Facebook group. Okay, so where's my shimmer brush? I got lost. It's right here. Of course, I already opened this up because we can't order these yet because there was a delay in shipping from Stampin' Up! But these are going to come in this 5 new in colors, and this is the Golden Glow one, which everybody's saying is Winnie the Pooh color. If you live in the U.S., sorry if you don't. And anyway, so I opened mine up. I took the little ring off. You have to do that. There's instructions in here. You unscrew it here and take the ring off. Then you screw it back, and then you push on this rubbery thing here to get the ink flowing. It's very easy. Don't over squeeze. Just squeeze a little bit. Let it come, the ink come down, squeeze a little, etc. And I had a piece of paper, but I may have lost it. Oh, right here, where I had used the brush. Very easy. And I don't know if you can see it on the video, but it's not this one here. These 3. It's super shimmery. In real life, it's very, very shimmery. So you get one of these with your kit. So that's cool. This was the Peach Pie Blends because one of my team members asked how they compared, sort of I forgot why she asked that, skin tone or something, but no, for peaches. So that's Peach Pie Blend compared to that. But anyway, unrelated. Okay, so you get your golden glow shimmer brush. You get a full linen thread. You get all these page photo placeholders. You get the Moody Palette Glossy Dots. You get 4x4 flip flaps, full pack, and a 2-pack of the brand new white gel pens. That all was in this baggie. I feel like something else might have been in here, but I don't know. I mean, I haven't removed anything from the box, but who knows. Okay. Then you get 2 stamp. Oh, these were maybe in there. 2 full stamp sets. So 2 double stamp sets, let's say. This is one of them. Happiness is Here alphabet. So this is 1 stamp set. Box 1, box 2. The letters look like this. You also have numbers, symbols, lots of other symbols, little apostrophes and colons and all that stuff. This alphabet, they're solid and they are 3/4 of an inch tall. 3/4 of an inch tall. And an ampersand. That's pretty much it. Okay. And then this one is the outline. So I'm sure you can use them together or separately, but it's like, and they're all caps, no lowercase. This is the outline of the letters and numbers and same size, but like a block outline, sort of a shadow. So it's more thicker to the right. So you could stamp them together or separate. Okay, so that's 1 stamp set. Then there's another one, but wait, there's more. This one's called Happiness is Here. The alphabet is called Happiness is Here alphabet. This one, someone had asked on my Facebook page if these will be sold separately, and I'm 99% sure no, they were not last time, and I think they're exclusive to the kit, but I don't know for sure. Okay, so images are a little bit larger than pictured on the front of the case here. For this double stamp set, you've got this like a sun image, a flower, a couple of leaves, the word love this. For the record, happiness is here. Remember this. These are the days. A couple of dotted lines that you can journal on or decorate. Some borders, a heart, a smiley face. I love smiley faces. A star. And then over here, we have some filler type images. Here's a circle for the sun, but it's like distinctive. So it's a little bit not solid. The 2 leaves, the flower, the heart, the star. So you can fill all those in. You got a background image here. One of these like lines and slashes to write in the date. This Making a Beautiful Life is huge. Over 5 inches long by almost 2 inches tall. Making a, and then huge, beautiful in cursive below that. And then life below that. Nothing better than this. Nothing better than this. A story. Enjoy. Take note. Pretty great, huh? Of course, it's a, what am I trying to say? Geared towards scrapbooking stamp set, but most of the images will work on cards as well. And I say most, meaning like some of these words you may or may not want to put on a card, and Making a Beautiful Life would be huge on a card. But anyway, there you go. Okay, we've got 1 sticker sheet, which is this one, unless I'm wrong, but I think so. 1 sticker sheet. This is this sticker sheet. So these are those super thick stickers we sell. All these die cut images to stamp. Oh, can y'all see that? To stamp your stamped images on. All these die cut. So they just, by die cut, I mean they just pop out images to make embellishments on the pages. Again, we'll see, you can actually see all the designs of the pages right now in the online store, but this is all the stuff that'll be to make it. And of course, you'll get your PDF instructions with the kit. So all these, this one is not stickers. It looks like stickers, but they are die cuts. Tons of great images there. This one, lots of pockets. Okay, so there's those. Again, I made a guess on pricing for all these when I did my value. So if I'm wrong, just blame it on me. This paper for these two are super thick. These are the papers that are all marked on the back of where to cut and what project they go to. So it says project 2, 7, 1, 3. And so some of these are patterned paper and designs. And of course, you're going to cut those apart. And some are designer paper, but they've just given you what you need. So I'm assuming, oh, look, we'll cut that into, and you'll have it left over, it looks like there. Okay, but they'll give us instructions. So just to look through all these patterns real quick. I think these are a lot from these are solid colors, but you need to cut them up. I'm not trying to say these ooh, I lost my train of thought. Oh, these designer papers, a lot of them are from the very first one I'm going to show you in these patterns. A lot of them are from the very first paper I'm going to show you in my product haul. Okay. And one more pack of paper to show you. I'm guessing and I believe that these are the bases of our pages, because they're super thick, by the way. They're very thick. They're thicker than our card designer paper, but thinner than that Easter paper, if you know what I mean. But these are not marked on the back to be cut. So just look through those. I love a good linen there. This is a new paper that's temporarily not orderable right now, but it doesn't have the foil, which I'm sure they did that because the foil, we don't make that in the U.S. Like there's no factories that do. So that would come from China. So this way they can produce it in the U.S. I'm assuming, but don't quote me. There's some new in colors, as y'all can see, and these two are white. They're very thick, like I said. Okay, so there's all that. Put a pretty pattern on top. And then your 10-page protector. So that's the virtual album kit. I hope this helps. If you have any questions, let me know. You can purchase it now, and it's while supplies last. So it may last years, and it may sell out. I don't know. I don't know how many they ordered. I'm going to change the camera back up to my face. Maybe. There we go. I don't know. But that's what it is. And it's coming up on, let me see on here. The videos will be April 29th through May 1st. Again, you don't have to be present, but from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Mountain Time, they will be recorded. You can watch them anytime, all the stuff. All right. So that's the virtual album retreat. Now, you need Xana, same actually, to be honest, but you know, I'm busy. Okay, I'm going to speed round through this rest of this stuff. Go to my blog for the details, stamptherapist.com, or watch last week's video at the beginning, or watch next week's video, right? But I'm going to speed round through the rest of these events and just mention them. So I'm going to go to the graphics, and I have a new catalog kickoff event coming May 9th in person, or Take It to Go. And Now to Go is a craft along. So you order it, I mail it to you on the 11th, and then the 13th and 14th, I will make all these projects on videos, and you can follow along. If you don't get your kit in time, you can rewatch the videos. So that is a craft along or an in-person event. My in-person one-day retreat is full, but I'm selling it to go. So you can get that retreat to go. It's a mini one. So it's, of course, a lot less expensive than the retreat in a box. It's still going to be fun. You're going to get products and make and takes and a PDF and a gift and all the stuff. So you can get that to go right now. And you can optional add on the Lily of the Valley card class. Of course, all these new products that I'm using in all of my events, you're going to see today. Let's go back real quick. This one is going to use Fern and Flora, Opulent Oasis, All Aflutter, and Relaxing Waterside. And then over here, I'm using Bloom Boutique and Scalloped Blooms. and then the optional Lily of the Valley class. So you can take the class only or the retreat only or both, or tutorials only. Okay. My May catalog creative sampling experience is available to purchase right now. I actually have that here, so I'll show you that real quick. And in a minute. Anyway, so you can do the sampling only, get all the new designer papers and ribbons, or you can add on the full VIP experience with make and take. So check that out on the blog as well, or the email tomorrow. And then, of course, the In Color Club. We've got these amazing new ink pads and amazing new colors. One of my team members yesterday was telling me crisp cantaloupe is one of her favorite colors. So she's glad it's coming back and she can get more paper because she ran out. And anyway, so this is a way you can spread out the costs. It's like a payment plan to end up with all the new In Color products, the ink pads, the shimmer pens, the paper, etc. So check out the details on the blog. And when you click the links, it doesn't register you. It gives you more info and then the option to register. Okay, coming soon, sneak peek. Coming soon, sorry, Jen and Jen Stamp Camp at the end of May. We just have to get our links set up. I think we're using the Velvet Meadow suite for that. But anyway, more details will come. So just kind of know in the back of your mind, Jen and Jen are doing a camp. And if you live in Canada, you can take that one through Jen. And then the free VIP preview event is coming for all of my customers and team members. May 4th and 5th. That's online on Facebook. There will be demonstrations, inspiration, chance to win prizes. It's online and it's invite only. So make sure you've ordered from me in the last year or you're a current club member to get invited to that amazing event. And then, of course, last but not least, you should come on a cruise with me to Alaska and April McCrite and tons of other cool people. And we will craft our way through Alaska, and it'll be amazing. This is last year's cruise. You get gifts every day. You get classes included, demonstrations, food, etc. Okay, go to my blog for more info on all of that, or be on my email list. All right, so I sped round through that. Probably not a correct term. Hey, Cindy, good morning. Can watch for a little while. Yay. Carmen, good morning to you. Corinne, good morning. By the way, lots of people have signed up for the paper share. So the paper share experience, which here's my packet. I'll show it when I point the camera down. I wrote this because I took it to my in-person class. And I was like, to my wonderful helper, Shirley, I said, here's the share to show everybody. And they can add on the VIP experience. Anyway, yours won't have handwriting on it like that. Okay, but for now, let's move on to our deals and delights. Deals and delights. So what's going on? This is our next segment, deals and delights. Real quick, what's going on? What's going on is the last chance list. So you need to check it out. There are incredible deals, first of all. The best way to find those deals is just go to the online store and click last chance products. You can sort it any way you want, whether it's newest, cheap, highest price, lowest price, whatever. There's different sort features there. And let me point this camera down real quick and get a look at these catalogs. So let me put that, and then camera. Okay, so I unfortunately don't have time like I usually do to go through all the books and point out everything, but I did go through my books yesterday and mark them. Again, you want to go to the online store to see your best choices. There are some scrapbook workshop kits for $17. That's an incredible deal. All this is while supplies last, so I don't know if anything sold out since yesterday. $18.50. This is a beautiful scrapbook workshop kit, by the way, and you can break them up and just use it for any crafting, card making, or whatever. If you don't want to make the pages, $18.50. It includes a ton of paper and then stickers is an incredible value. So check out those scrapbook workshop kits. A lot of the ephemera is discounted. Almost everything in this book is discounted. Almost everything that's retiring in this book is discounted. If I put a check mark, it means it's staying. And if I have a red R and or a new price, it's retiring. So, $11 for these inks. Like, some stuff was sold out yesterday. $10 for that big congrats. So, tons of stuff at a great deal. Almost everything on this page is going. All the turtle stuff is going. I think all of it, all discounted pretty much. Also, don't forget bundle pricing is going to be cheaper usually, possibly, if you buy the stamps and the dies separate from the bundle. So always check that before you check out. Check out the individual prices versus the bundle prices when you're going to buy something last chance. Lots of embossing folders. Almost all of them are retiring. So make sure you get the ones you don't have. Most, if not all, are discounted. So just lots of stuff. Lots of stuff is retiring. Oh, side note, on the 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock, it's hugely discounted. These I think are normally $10. They're $5 and $6 on all the in colors that are going away on the 12 by 12 two-tone. So that's a great deal. You can hopefully get a little visual here. If you see the red marks, it's going away or sold out. Going away. Again, I just don't have time to say everything this time, but this can give you that visual. And if you're like, oh, there's the baby stuff. The stamp set is sold out, but the dies are only $10 and they stand alone. You can make a little onesie and stuff. So for example, so basically everything here is retiring. Those 2 pages. Oh, the grid paper, the normal size grid paper that we're used to is discounted to $11.70 and it's retiring. Moss Paws last. We're getting a new bigger grid paper, which mine is coming because I forgot to order it the first time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 punches are retiring and mostly discounted. All discounted, yes. The alphabet dies, alphabet a la mode, retiring, only $25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep. 10 embossing folders retiring on this book. Only Forever Plaid is staying. All the adhesives are good. We've got some specialty papers retiring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Regular designer papers retiring. All of these are retiring, except interestingly, the new, wait, was it? Yeah, this one. I mean, not the new, the old in colors of the 6x6 designer paper are staying right now. Now, that doesn't mean they won't go away later. The old 25 to 27 that are staying, Secret Sea, Cloud Cover, etc., designer papers, 6x6 are staying. Side note, but everything else and lots of discounts. Lots of accessories retiring and discounted. Lots of ribbons retiring and discounted. Some masks stays on, and Memento ink, Memento pads are only $7.20. They were in stock yesterday. That's a really good deal if you need that. And the ink refill. And of course, all the in colors are retiring. I didn't write down discounts there because I didn't have time. Then we have this book. How are we doing? Hey, Corinne. Good morning, Corinne. This is the mini catalog. So in this one, there's less discounts, but a lot of stuff is retiring. So ephemera, designer paper. Again, if you don't see red, I didn't see that it was retiring. So like this family ties, the Mother and Father's Day, the Happy Valentine, going away, discounted. There is some stuff discounted in this book, just not as much. So you see the red R's, but not all have a discounted price. Luckily, these dies are staying, the Beautifully Celebrated, but I like the images in this Simply Beautiful better, and it is retiring. But this one's not. Simply Beautiful is retiring. Beautifully Celebrate is not. So just check it out. Again, go to the online store. Link in the video. And see what's retiring and what the prices are. All the Easter stuff is retiring. The dies are already sold out. They're very popular. All this Nature Symphony stays for at least a while. My book is falling apart. All the bug stuff is staying for now. Boardwalk Fun, almost all of that is retiring except the designer paper. Woolly Friends is staying. It's not in stock right now, but it's staying. This one's going. All that's staying. Square Snippets is retiring. Joyful Squares is retiring. That's the new washi stuff is staying. Greenery Lane, really nice. Scrapbook stamps are retiring, but some of the kits and papers are staying. Retiring. These two are already sold out. This shell is retiring, but Addressed to You is staying. That's pretty cool. I need to get that stamp set. Aspen Grove is retiring. Okay, and then a few things got added from our online exclusives, so make sure you check it out. Gathering Moments, Ornamental Christmas, Black and Gold and White Baker's Twine, Shaded Spruce Ribbon, Homemade Treats Stamp Set, Festive Friends Cling Stamp Set, Spooky Sweet Designer Paper, Etched Autumn Stamp Set, Winter Scenes Stamp Set, Petals of Beauty. This is the one I mentioned in my retreat. That bundle and stamp set is retiring. And the Beautiful Pattern folder, which is a gorgeous, you got to add Beautiful Pattern to your list. It's only $9.45. Get that. Hobby Haven, Designer Paper and Dies, Creative Haven Dies. The red is what is new. Valentine Kisses, Swirl Designs. So, check it out again in the online store. The Lovely Doilies, Whispers of Texture Paper, and then Peaceful Dock, Gliding Garden Swing, Seasonal Celebrations. Okay, that's what all I marked. All right, good luck. Let me know if you have any questions. Okay. We're going to go back here. Don't forget, new product of the month started this week. So you can get the new Eyelet Blooms die. Mine is coming, but it's not here today, so I don't have it. But look, it's huge. It's the size of the front of a card. It's a single die. It looks like there's tons of options you can do with it based on that picture and these other samples where you can cut out parts of it or use the whole thing, etc. That is only $5. Hold on. I was going to put my face, but that's not my face. That is only $5 with a $75 or more purchase. Of course, if you get your Scrapbook Workshop kit, you can add that on for only $5. But any $75 order gets you that. And then if you order 75 or more this month, you'll get a free tutorial from me with 12 different projects using these die. Okay. So from 12 different demonstrators. And then don't forget about Paper Pumpkin, that Lakeside Retreat, kit. You can get it through April 10th on my online store. Go to Paper Pumpkin and either subscribe or purchase it. Lakeside Retreat. And that's going to coordinate with what I'm going to show you in a minute with my haul. Also, real quick, you'll get an alternative. If you get Paper Pumpkin from me, you're active that month, you get the alternative ideas from me from that one. I think we have 10 or 12 different demonstrators doing those samples. So I forget, but I can find out if you are desperate to know. Okay, all this new product I'm about to show you, all of it, you can get it right now, unless it's temporarily unavailable. You can get it as a demonstrator. So if you're not a demonstrator, join my team. Why? Because it's awesome to be on my team. And there's perks like getting stuff early, adding these new products to your starter kit for only $99. Pick 125 of your choice, and including the new ink pads. There is a issue. This is a temporary issue knock on wood, it shouldn't affect when the catalog goes live in May. But the machine that prints the stickers that go on the stamp cases broke. And so Stampin' Up! Literally has a new machine on the way. So one ink pad became, I'm going to check the website, became unavailable already because it ran out of stickers. I'm going to see if any more got added. Oh, searched a bad word. Search the word ink. There's too many things that have the word ink in them. Is it? Hold on. Well, oh, maybe it came back in stock. Oh, I think they're all in stock. Hold on. Peaceful Pine. Hold on. Okay, I think they're back in stock. Yeah. Oh, they're all in stock. So if you want to get the starter kit, you can get the whole set of ink pads, which is a discounted price at $63 US in your starter kit, for example. So any questions on that, let me know. Yeah, Julie, no, don't mow when it's video day. I'm just kidding. Okay. I think I went over basically all the stuff that's going on. Let me scroll through these pictures here. Of course, if you join my team, you'll be among an amazing group. This is just a small sampling of us. We've got a team of close to 200 people. We have a lot of fun together, virtually and in person. So yeah, there we go. So let's see. I think this says, yeah, not news, but let's see. Oh yeah, I do have a deal for y'all. Okay, real quick, I'll tell you about that. So I just did a quick deal this week. Any orders of $50 or more through April 5th get a Retired Product Goody Bag from me. So you might get designer paper, ribbon, embellishments, and more. It'll be a fun mix of past favorites and just my way of saying thank you. So any orders of $50 or more will get that from me through Sunday, April 5th. You can shop Last Chance. We did get 2 new kits this week. I forgot to put a picture of them here, but they're really awesome. One coordinates with this awesome new paper. I'll hold it up here. This awesome new paper, one of the kits coordinates with that. It makes a tri-fold card. And then the other one is a scrapbooking kit, and it is full of supplies. So check those out in the online store. Virtual album retreat, stock up on your basics, check out the online exclusives, etc. Okay, so that's my order special. I think that was the end of all that. Yeah, so now let's see what's on my desk. Let's see what's on my desk. Well, we know what's on my desk today, and it is my new catalog pre-order. So let me switch this camera. But first is this is the paper share. So I'm just going to give full disclosure. Hopefully Scott's not listening to this video. He did cut some paper wrong. He fully cut some paper wrong. I recut it. I only didn't recut one, but yours will be cut correctly. So I'm going to flip through this real quick. When you get the creative sampling, you're going to get a new 6x12 of every single new paper in our catalog and online exclusives. And then the one 6x6 paper, this one, and then this free gift of our basics. That's not included in your price. It's free. Also, you'll get the ribbon sampling of all the new in color ribbons, and that's 2.5 yards of each color, and that's how that will be packaged. So this is your free gift. This is actually 12x12. I'm just going to do it real quick because I'm going to show it to you when I do my pre-order. But that's the basics 12x12. You're just getting one of each pattern because that's a free gift. Then these are 6x6, so you get one of each of those. Then you get the velvet. This is the sampling. You can register for this right now. You actually don't have to pay right now because I can't take money for this yet. I'm not allowed to. Shimmer Vellum. This is the new in color. I think it has a different name, but it's basically in color shimmer paper. This is the one where Scott cut. I didn't like this cut this way. I'm going to cut it this way for the share, but it's okay. But this is that new Luxe white paper. Winnie the Pooh. Now, I don't have a pack of this paper for myself yet because I messed up and didn't order. So when I do my haul, I don't have this paper to show. But this is only available in the US due to copyright laws. In other countries, literally not allowed to do it unless you pay $1 billion for licensing or whatever. But you will get it in my paper share if you live in the US. And I don't think Winnie the Pooh is the name of this paper, but you get the point. It's so cute. And this is how it will be cut. I believe some were cut wrong on the last video, for your share. So you get a 6x12 of each one. And that one. And then this is the velvet. So all the white, not all the white, that's a lie, but a lot of the white is velvet. It goes this way. Goodness. Okay. Velvet, velvet. This is the paper that is part of the virtual album retreat. Some of it, however, it's not gold foil again. So this is one design. That. Love this fern one, or not fern, I forgot. This is mitten. We'll see it when I do my haul. And we have this gorgeous paper. So you get the idea. This is the paper and ribbon share, creative sampling, and you can sign up for it now and then pay later. You will need to pay when I invoice you, but the info's in the registration. Waterside. So, and then this here is the free gift with your, if you add on the creative VIP experience to get the make and takes and the videos and the Facebook party. If you add all that on, you'll get a free gift of an embellishment as well. So there we go. That's the paper share. All right, now let's get into this haul. So as a demonstrator now, because Stampin' Up! Is going to 3 catalogs per year instead of 1 big one and 2 smalls, 3 mediums, we can pre-order literally everything new. We used to have limits. Everything new we can pre-order, which is amazing. I'm just saying. So it's tough on the budget, you know? Like, give me a limit. But we were able to order anything new with exceptions of anything that wasn't in the warehouse yet, which was literally just one product, the shimmer paintbrushes, and no Stampin' Positioner, but that should be available in May. And we already had an opportunity to order that. But anyway, other than that, everything new. So I got a lot of stuff. So I'm going to put this catalog off to the side because I'm not allowed to open it yet on screen. You're going to love it, though, when you see the inside if you haven't yet. It's kind of like a magazine. It's very easy to follow what products are available, et cetera, et cetera. And there's a little section at the front about like some basic supplies, like for new stampers, new crafters. And so a little info like that. And then we get right into suites. So on page 16 is the Bloom Boutique suite, which is this suite right here. And it is it includes, I should say, 2 bundles, a designer paper, boxes, and the 26 to 28 in color butterflies. Checking. Yeah, so you can get the whole suite for $135, or you can get things individually as per usual. Okay, so here's the in color butterflies, the new 5 in colors. Obviously, they're super cute. You have large ones and small ones, or medium and small, 2 sizes. The 5 colors, which let's test me: Barely Blush, Cantaloupe, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Peaceful Pine, Hydrangea Hue. That's a miracle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there must be another color here. I don't know if it says it in the book. Let me look it up on the computer real quick. It looks like white or clear, but let me check. 167 6x6. Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hue, Peaceful Pine, and white. So you get a bonus color of white. there we go. So, okay, good to know. So these are sticky on the back. Right, Bonnie, it is tough on the budget when they let you order everything. We're always like, oh, I just wish they had put blank in the pre-order, like something one of us wants. Then when they give us everything, we're like, you gave too much. You did too much. Okay, these boxes, they are called the scalloped window boxes. I've never taken them out of this package yet, but I tried to cut open all the packages last night. I'm trying not to tear up my plastic too much there. Yep, as I figured, they're very stiff. They did show these at On Stage and demo them, but didn't have it in our hands. They're very stiff. They're pre-scored, cut, everything. All you do is fold and assemble. But they're called, again, scalloped window. There is a scalloped window cut in the top and plastic in there, like a window sheet, but maybe a little thinner than our window sheets, being honest, but not flimsy. And you just fold everywhere and fold it up and close it. And there's a little tab to open it right there. And it's a square. And this box is very cute. And there's dies to match that scallop, so you can layer it. 3.5. So 3.5 inch box by 1 inch tall. 3.5 by 3.5 square, 1 inch tall. Stiff window. It probably says it's food safe in the book. I don't know, but probably. I think they said that at On Stage. And then you can take these dies. They are called scalloped bloom dies. And that's part of the scalloped blooms bundle. Blooms with an S. Yes. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different scallops in there. The circles. The largest is almost 5 inches. It's basically 5 inches down to like a little cute flower, 3/4 of an inch. Every other one is pierced. So the largest one is not pierced and the smallest one is not pierced, and every other one is pierced. So that makes it cute for layering. Anyway, one of these is either, I can't remember, but they showed it On Stage. Yeah, a little bigger. And this one is the actual size. Maybe a little smaller than that opening. But anyway, it coordinates. Okay, so you get the idea there. So this bundle is words and words only, I should say, in the stamps. And then all of these shapes for the dies. So the dies can stand alone. You can create a flower. There's little leaves. There's one die that cuts out 6 small 1/2 inch leaves with just a straight line down the center, just very basic. A scalloped rectangle, 2 1/4, 1 1/4. This other little scalloped, like it's like a let me see, 2 1/4 by 2, so it's a rectangle, and one side is scalloped, the other are straight. A couple of tag-like images. One's like a long arch, long skinny arch, just 1/2 inch, 1 1/2. And then just a tag with a little hole in the end, 2 inches by 1. And then this die right here cuts out 2 circles that are solid that look like a 1/2 inch. And I'm assuming and guessing those go in the middle of these scallops. So there we go. I'm going to look in the catalog real quick, see if there's a sample. I'm not sure, but we're going to assume that's what those circles are for, or we'll figure it out later. Somebody else may have already figured it out. And then the words that go with this, so you can bundle and save 10%. And of course, the sweet pricing includes that discount already. But they can stand alone if you don't want one or the other. They are actual size on the front of the case there. We've got in cursive, thank you, happy birthday, and wishing you a day of relaxation, happiness, and love. And then in all caps, we have your kindness means so much, hugs, have a good day. Mixed font, I see I missed one. Mixed cursive and regular, we have you're a blessing to me, and thank you for being there for me. And then another cursive one, thinking of you. So great words, nice basics for card making. Got birthday, thank you, thinking of you, thank you for being there for me, etc. So that's a great basic set. If you're new or if you have a new crafter, this is a great stamp set for them to get. And then you can put a lot of those words in these labels. Okay, so that's that. And then we have the Boutique Blossoms bundle. Say it 5 times fast. Go. Yes, Bonnie, I love the scallop circles, and they'll be great for scrapbooking and card making, right? I think they even showed it on stage where they mentioned it, like to take a piece of paper and fold it in half and then die cut it where the edge doesn't get die cut. And so the card would be scallop shaped and it could open. So lots of possibilities with these, but many of them are card sized and you can even use for scrapbooking. So I agree. I forgot to catch up on the comments a minute ago. So Cindy, what's the latest on shimmer pins? I believe we don't have an update, Cindy. So good question. No answer. I could have missed something, and if anyone knows, let me know, but I don't think they've updated us yet. So good question. But you can get one in the virtual album retreat. Julie just ordered. Oh, I saw that yesterday too, Julie. So I think it came back today. Hopefully, I don't know anything. Hopefully that means the sticker machine is fixed, but I literally don't have any inside information. Maybe they just found some in the back of the warehouse of the green one. But sorry, Julie, but they're available today. When you pull up, yes, Corinne. Oh, you know what? Corinne. So make sure you join, but I need to put this info in there as well. If you want to, Corinne, anyone who's a demonstrator can join my website, my Facebook page, your unofficial Stampin' Up! Upline website change. I'm writing myself a note. To post about this in this group. So I try to keep demonstrators updated on Stampin' Up! News there in that website and that Facebook group, sorry. But yes, Stampin' Up! Made improvements to the website yesterday for customers and demonstrators, and more are coming. Starting April 7th, there will be even more updates and improvements. And then about for 2 weeks after that, they're going to start organizing the website better. Hopefully that makes sense, Corinne. And I can, I'll make a post about that in both my team group. My team, we've done videos about it already, but the team group and unofficial upline. Okay. Bonnie says papers in this book are outstanding. Susan says the specialty paper. I'm trying to see what I miss, you guys. Sorry. I don't like to. Diane, good morning. Almost on time today. Yay, Diane. If I missed anybody, it's me, not you. Literally, it's me. Bonnie has FOMO. Yes, for scrapbooking and fancy folds. Becky joined late. Got to see some of the paper. Becky, you really are not late because I'm just now on the first page of the catalog tour. I did show that paper, but I will be showing it individually now. Okay, Boutique Blossoms bundle. Say it fast. It's all flowers, roses, and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 petal flower with some kind of things in the center. Stamen type things. So whatever kind of flower that is. So like a rosebud, small flowers, and leaves. Okay, that's basically boutique bloom. So that's why you combine it with the words, and then you can make full cards, full whatever. But the roses are larger than pictured on the front here. So we have basically a 2-inch big rose, and outline and solid filler that's distinctive. So color variations, light and dark. Then we have that 5 petal flower. It's a little bit of a side view. There's no stem on these or anything. Side view kind of this flower, partial side view, and the filler. A 3-leaf image, nice. And all of these are very detailed, drawn line art, but with lots of extra lines and stuff. So you can color them in if you prefer. So the leaf image, and then its filler, it's 3 leaves and a very short, tiny stem. Then there's a single leaf that's a little bit bigger than those leaves, and its stem. The single leaf is 1 inch. The whole 3-leaf thing is just about 1 1/4. This small 6-petal flower is 3/4 of an inch, has the filler, got a little background image, some little stars, five little kind of star type, not stars, almost like asterisk little backgrounds, about 3/4 of an inch image there. The little bud is a stem with 2 buds on it and 1 little leaf, and that is just about a 1 1/4 inch square. And I think I said all the stamped images. So that's the stamp set. Over here on the dies, of course, you can cut out your stamped images. We have the flowers, the leaves, the small flower. Yeah, so all your stamped images. But then there's a ton of bonus images with this. I haven't obviously had time to play with it, but I think this detail rose is going to be gorgeous. I got pin markings on me. It just literally cuts out like a rose with lines, details. Same thing for the side view flower. Same thing for a leaf, a 3-stem leaf, another 3-stem leaf, a branch with several leaves on it, another smaller leaf. So it's going to be great. Boutique blossoms, add it to your list. You're going to need it. Just trust me. Okay, and then the designer paper that goes with this one, it's a specialty. It's got the foiling. Yeah, look at me. I cut everything open. The first one's not cut open. Cut it open. It's called Blossom Boutique 12x12 Specialty Designer Paper. 12x12. Almost, there's only one 6x6 paper in this whole book. So everything's going to be 12x12 except the one. Okay, so the colors are, this is a lot of the new in colors. We got Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hue, Peaceful Pine, and Gold. It's only the new in colors. So this is your in color suite to get. We've got this piece here that has on one side, it's Crisp Cantaloupe with small scale white flowers. Like I'm talking 1/4 of an inch, but it's a flower and a stem and a leaf. A few different versions, and then some 3 flowers in between. Basically, they're white, and they're very evenly spaced apart. Too small to cut out by hand, in my opinion. The back is the gold foil side. It's Golden Glow with darker Golden Glow. Tiny, again, different. Maybe they're the same flowers as the back side, but they're colored. They're white and Golden Glow and green and tiny, tiny, tiny. So it's very similar pattern, but colored in versus just white. Okay, then we have this one. It is, one side is Hydrangea Hue, which is, I guess, periwinkle. Is that what y'all call this color? Periwinkle color. With white sort of little dots on it, dash dots. I can't think of the word. Words are so hard for me. Little groupings. That's the word I'm looking for. Little groupings of the dots. So there's, anyway, it's unevenly. And then the back is Barely Blush with tiny, tiny flowers all over. Different than the other pattern, but tiny, tiny flowers. Most of them are gold foil. And then some are, I think, Crisp Cantaloupe. And then we got the Peaceful Pine little leaves and stems and little tiny gold dots as well. So very small 1/4 inch flowers. Okay, then this one is the gold foil side is Hydrangea Hue background, darker Hydrangea Hue, tiny, tiny florals and leaves. And then the flowers on this are white or light Hydrangea Hue with a Golden Glow center. No, actually, I lied. That's the gold foil center. But if it's not reflecting in light, you're going to say it's Golden Glow. Okay, the back side is a very busy Peaceful Pine background. Dark green with light green. This is a much tighter pattern of light green leaves, tiny, tiny all over with white flowers with Crisp Cantaloupe centers. Okay, here we got Hydrangea Hue background with darker Hydrangea Hue little tiny plus signs and then some white ones. They're like fancy plus signs and they're unevenly spread around, so just a background. And then the other side is a white background with, you can almost see a pattern here of florals, but they're very tiny, very close knit, teeny tiny 1/4 inch or less flowers. Some are gold foil. Some are, I think that's crisp cantaloupe, but it might be barely blush. And then peaceful pine leaves. And then the last, next to the last one has a peaceful pine background on one side with uneven scallops drawn from left to right, one right after the other, less than a 1/4 inch between them, but they're uneven, like they're hand drawn, dark green scallops. And then the other side is white background, hydrangea hue, small scale flowers. They have little leaves sticking out of them, but most of them don't have a stem, although a few do. It's like a grouping of 2 or 3 flowers with some leaves, and then little gold dots in between. The gold is just the dots, not the flower centers. So green, hydrangea hue, and white. Gold accents. Okay, and then last but not least, for real, there's another pattern, same one. It's crisp cantaloupe with the white groupings of dash dots. And then the backside is white with more space between them, tiny flowers, gold centers, a little bit of gold foil accents, and the flowers are barely blush, crisp cantaloupe, and hydrangea hue with the peaceful pine leaves and stems. All right, there it is. That's a whole suite. You can get the whole thing right now. It uses the in colors, got the amazing scallops, got the boxes, etc., etc. Okay, I should have gotten myself a second box to put this stuff in. I'm going to go grab one real quick. Thanks, Bonnie. She says, beautiful patterns. Bloom Blossom Boutique is the sweetest DSP. Yes, that's, I'm going to grab a box. That's a great way to describe it. It's very floral, feminine, and sweet. Just like real pretty, so to say. Hold on. I'm going to pick up my virtual album retreat box. Grab another box. If y'all couldn't guess, I have about 30 boxes I could choose from to put this stuff in. Just had to walk across the room to get it. Okay, next. There is on the next page is this bundle. It does coordinate with what we just looked at. It's called Heirloom Boutique. It coordinates with it. It's just not part of the suite. And it coordinates with a scrapbook workshop kit called Heirloom Boutique. And then this paper right here is called Heirloom Boutique 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. What I call it is, this is the assortment of in-color two-tone cardstock. So it is not going to be called that in the catalog or this online store. But if you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one of each, not one, 2 of each two-tone cardstock. So light on one side, dark on the other. In the 5 new in colors, all you have to do is purchase the Heirloom Boutique two-tone cardstock. Okay, so again, Heirloom Boutique 12 by 12, all the new in colors. So that is found on page 18, but of course it's just in the online store. If you're not a demonstrator, you have to wait. And then this bundle I got because I'm using it for something. I do not remember what at this time. By the way, that first suite is what I'm using for my one-day getaway retreat. One-day getaway, which you can take to go. These are actual size. These images appear to be actual size. Yes. So we've got the stamp set and the dies. And this is a little bit more geared towards scrapbooking on the words, but the images can be used for anything. So Heirloom Boutique stamp set. We've got a grouping. This is more like a fun, it's not super kiddish, but it's more of a fun flower. The other ones were more fancy and realistic. So these are fun flowers. We've got like a 5-petal, just like nice round little petals with a center drawn on it, a couple of dots in the middle and some lines on the petals, and then a total of 5 leaves, just like the outline of a leaf. Okay, got that image. You can die cut it out. It's outline. You can color it in. Heirloom. The other one is A similar grouping, but the flowers are smaller. So that one flower, the total image is less than 2 inches by about 1.5. This whole grouping is 2.5 by 2, and it has 6 flowers. So same flowers, but smaller, 6 of them, and then a little stem and several leaves coming out on all the sides, outline colored in. Then there's just some smaller florals. They are much smaller. They're about 1 inch or less tall. A stem with 2 flowers, more like a tulip style shape, but maybe not a tulip, with some leaves. Another stem with a couple of different flowers and leaves on it. A stem with just 3 leaves. This one's very small, like 3/4 of an inch. And then an even smaller stem with 1 leaf and a flower on top. Don't know what kind of flower that is. Okay, then we got the words. Lots of love, a day to remember. Those are both cursive. They're kind of, lots of love is 2 3/4 long. A day to remember is almost 4 inches long. Better together, better is all caps, printed font. Together is cursive, that's 3 inches long. And I'm filled with love for you today and always, all cursive, 3 lines, 1 inch by 2 1/4. Okay, and then the dies, again, you can die cut out the stamped flowers there and all of them, so the little ones and the big ones. And then there are 3 different standalone flowers that are about 2 3/4 is the biggest one, and the other 2 are around 2 inches. And then there's a nice large standalone double leaf image, 1.5 inches wide, and a standalone, oh, there's a smaller flower too, a 5-petal one, a little over 1 inch. A standalone stem with 11 little leaves from it. It's just a little sprig. And then 1 die that cuts out 2 flower centers with a little detail in there. All the flowers have details and the leaves have little details and stuff. I was going to look real quick. Yeah, I don't see these flowers layered on top of each other. They seem to be all 4 individual leaf flowers. Okay, that's it. Heirloom Boutique. That was on the next page. I got distracted because when I was setting up the video, I what do you call it? The Facebook thing didn't work right, so I had to get on my computer to share the video properly and stuff. And long story short, I forgot to go to the restroom the second time before the video, so guess what I have to do now? Can anybody guess? Oh, Bonnie, good. It will be, of course, I'll just say like on my videos, it, you know, obviously I do 1 video a week, so it'll be a while before I what do you call it? Use them all on a video, but I do have events coming up where those are scheduled to be used. Okay, so y'all know I'm going to go to the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Hold on. There it is. Okay, so right quick. I'll be right back. So I can make it through all the way to the end. Okay, I'm back. All right, I'm back. Did you leave? Nope, y'all are still here. Thank you very much. Okay. Linda. Thank you, Linda. Lulu skipped to the Lou. Xana, that's hilarious. Okay, the next thing is on page 20. This is, I feel, going to be very popular. This is what the paper pumpkin for April is. So sign up by April 10th. It coordinates with this. The suite is called Waterside Retreat. The bundle is called Relaxing Waterside. And it is designer paper, bundle, and embellishments. These are the loose anchor trinkets. In the U.S., in each country, there was a different demonstrator at Stampin' Up's on stage demonstrating the new products. But in the U.S., the girl that showed Relaxing Waterside did amazing, like showed some amazing samples. So first of all, here's these trinkets. They're called, what are they called? Loose anchor trinkets. They're actually not crazy heavy, but they feel substantial, like a metal, but it's lightweight. I don't know what that is, but it's not fake metal. I have no clue. Anyway, I'm trying to feel the weight of it drop. There's a hole in the top of the anchor, so you can tie it, obviously, and it's surrounded by a circle that looks like a rope. It is silver metal, and then there's an anchor in the center, and it's super cute. So that's the loose anchor trinkets. They are awesome. I'm trying to see the quantity, but I don't see it there, but it looks like a lot. It's full. And then we have the Relaxing Waterside bundle. Stamps and dies, of course. If you like Adirondack chairs, this bundle's for you. You can stamp them and die cut them out, or you can make your own, like build one out of the dies. So the stamps, actual size on the front of the case there. You've got the big wooden Adirondack chair. I believe that's what they're called. And it is like almost, it's 2 3/4. It's 2 3/4 tall by 2 1/4 wide. And it's made out of wood again, so you could color that in. But it's got enough detail. You don't have to, or just stamp it on brown paper or whatever, white, whatever color paper you want, and you're good. Okay, there's like a seagull standing, 3/4 inch tall, standing facing the side. It's got a lot of detail in it. There's a lot of space where there's going to be ink on the wing, so you could just do very little coloring or none at all, but like just color the beak or something. Then there's a flying seagull that's 3/4 as well, but it's not to scale of this one. The standing one is a lot bigger, but anyway, that one will be in the sky. It's flying. Again, lots of detail, so very little coloring needed, if any. Images. There is an open book with kind of like an old-fashioned book on the front, little oval details. So anyway, it's about a 1/2 inch image there. A coffee cup, 1/2 inch image there with a saucer on the bottom of it. Again, lots of detail. No need to color these in, but you could. And then a couple of grass images like seagrass or lake grass or reeds or whatever forgot that one other word. But anyway, it's tall grass. So one is about 2 inches tall. One's 1 1/2. And then they're just skinny, 3/4 and 1/2. Okay, that's the images. Yes, I believe you can die cut every single one of them out. Both birds, grasses, coffee cup, book, etc. And then words, we have a great birthday, all caps. Have a great is sort of curved on top of birthday. Not very big, just like a little over an inch. Here's to a new chapter. Here's is on top, to a new in the middle, and chapter on bottom. And here's and chapter are cursive. There's a nice large relax in cursive, 1/2 of an inch tall. There's a dad with a capital D, lowercase ad in cursive, about 3/4 of an inch tall. Then we have Happy Father's Day and Today is Your Day in printed fonts. Okay, that's great. Then in the dies, in addition to all the stamped images, there are pieces that you die cut and put together and make the chair. Don't ask me to tell you. I don't know what this one is, but I'm assuming that's part of the chair. Oh, and there's like a reed stamp. A standalone reed. It's like a little bit of grass and a reed, but no need to stamp. So there's that. 2 of those. Cool. 1, 2. Yes. All right. Here we go. I got this bundle, but didn't get the paper. Oh, yes, Bonnie, you definitely need the paper with this one, I think. This is one where you could probably get also only the paper or vice versa like you did. So here's the paper. It's called Waterside Retreat 12 by 12. It is mainly gray granite, misty moonlight, old olive, pecan pie, pool party, and berry vanilla. There's one of these sheets with, I think we call these snippets or something like that, but these sections you can cut apart in different sizes, varying sizes with little scenes on them. Boat, like, or I should say lake scenes, whether it's a cabin or a boat on the lake or an ice cream shop, like in the town, a dock, a man on a dock, etc., etc. So there's that one. And then the back is just a nice sort of nautical white with blue stripes, but they are 1/4 inch wide and they are painted on, and the lines are not perfectly straight. They're smeared a little. It's really nice. Just a weathered striped background there. Okay, we got a sheet with just fish. So, are these bass or catfish? I don't know, but there's fish, there's green ones, blue ones. They are spaced far enough apart to hand cut out if you want, but they're close enough that it won't look weird if you use it as a background. The background's kind of a gray granite textury background. And then again, green with a little bit of orange or blue with darker blue fish. And then the back of that is like a water. So it's blues. I think it was misty moonlight and something. And it doesn't say balmy blue, but that looks like balmy blue. Anyway, waves, water waves drawn as lines. They come up to a point and they're just all overlapping left to right. It's really pretty. Okay, then we got bicycles. So this sheet is, again, a distressed gray granite background with a little bit of pool party sort of watercoloring around, and then bicycles that are in pecan pie. I'm reading the colors. Okay, so the bikes are pecan pie, and then the details on the bikes are gray. And there's some grass around them. And again, you could hand cut them apart. I probably wouldn't because they have grass and stuff, so it might look weird, but they look awesome. And then the back is a pool party sheet with, again, it's not a solid pool party, just like the granite ones. It's like a little textury. And then it just has silhouettes, like dark silhouettes of seagulls all over it, flying different sizes, but they're silhouettes. Okay, this piece is gorgeous. It is on the full 12 by 12. You have all blue clouds with, some white, so you can tell they're clouds, and then birds, seagulls, detailed ones colored in. They're white with little blue tip accents, flying from top left to bottom right or vice versa. They're in like a pattern across that diagonal there. It's really pretty. And then the back of that is a very nice masculine plaid. I started to say grid, but it's got like the gray granite light background that's, again, textury. And then, again, the painted lines, so they're not perfect. Thicker in green, a dark green, thinner in light green. It's a very large format plaid. Then this sheet here, again, some images you can cut apart or not. Life preservers are these. They're fishing things. Lures. They're either lures and or parts of a fishing pole, but I think they're lures. So life preservers and a bunch of different colors and shapes and whatever of lures. They all have like a metal string on them or something coming out the top through a hole. Okay, and the back is a gray granite wood planks. They're about a 1 inch tall plank. No, 3/4 inch tall plank. And that's really pretty. And then this one is all life preservers on one side. No, that's not true. And oars. So different shapes of life preservers in stripes and plaids, greens, corals, yellows, the pecan pie oars, the gray granite textured background. Really pretty. And then You can, and they're separated, so you can cut them out by hand or leave them together. It looks good as a background also. And then the last background of that is a stripes. I guess it's kind of nautical. And they are, if you're looking at it left to right, it's like skinny, skinny. It's a gray granite background, skinny, skinny, full party stripes. That are a little over an inch, bordered by thin green stripes, 2 of them on either side. Then you got your gray granite space of 1/4 of an inch, and then repeat. Okay, that's it. Relaxing water side. It's amazing. I wish I could show you all the samples she made it on stage, because some of this she colored and some of it she just die cut out the chairs, but then sponged darker brown on them, and it looked amazing. So it's gonna be good. All right. That was on, thank you, France. Good morning. Page 20. Page 22 is the Valley in Bloom suite. Oh, this is the one with this amazing embossing folder. So Valley in Bloom suite. The stamp set is called Lily of the Valley. And then we've got 2 papers. So I didn't pull everything. 2 papers in this one. And an embellishment and an embossing folder. So these are the shimmering dots. These are what we're including with our paper share VIP experience. You get your shimmering dots for free. They are, I believe, didn't tell me the color here, but it looks like Pull Party, Granny Apple Green, and white, something like that. Yeah, Granny probably, well, maybe not Pull, maybe it's Coastal Cabana and white. Anyway, either way, they are shimmery. You get large and small, or medium and small, whatever you want to call it. Kind of look like they have some flecks, some iridescent flecks in those dots. Either way, they're really pretty. So that's the embellishment. This folder, look, this is what it makes. So I'm assuming that's the Lily of the Valley flower in the middle. This is a 6x8, whatever size these are, embossing folder. It's 3D, 6 inches by 8.5. There's the picture on the front of the package. So I put a full, like, almost 6x8 piece of paper in it and embossed it. This is petal pink. And so there's a huge flower in the center, extremely detailed with the embossing in the center of this piece. And I have it landscape. That's the direction of the image. Landscape. And then coming out, like on the 4 corners, are like a sort of a stem, a spray of large leaves. And then just filled in between those, spraying out from it, is smaller stems and little flowers. Maybe those are the Lily of the Valley. I literally was going to Google Lily of the Valley before this video, and I forgot. There's also some larger, different kind of almost daisy looking flowers. Not larger, they're like 1 inch. This middle flower is almost 3 inches wide by almost 2.5 tall. So it's just gorgeous. And I did use it on my scrapbook page for the retreat because I couldn't resist it. We used it with 2-tone cardstock, and we're going to sand it. And we're going to emboss it for you. So, you know. Okay, we'll look at the bundle next. Lily of the Valley. Lily of the Valley, right, Xana? I'm going to Google this real quick. I don't know. I don't know any plants. Lily of the Valley. Okay, it's the one. This is the Lily of the Valley. So that big flower is its own thing, I suppose, in the die or in the embossing folder. So if you're like me and you don't know what a Lily of the Valley is, apparently it's it has a flowering plant, sweetly scented, bell-shaped. And it's like a stem that comes up real tall, and then the flowers hang, they come off the left and right, all up and down it. And so they fall upside down. So they look like a bell, and that's probably the weight of them pulling down. Make sense? And they're really small little bell looking things. Okay, this image, the stamped one, is much larger than pictured on the front of the case. So the Lily of the Valley is 5 inches tall. It has 2 stems. So 2 sets of, you know, the bell flowers. And there's tons of flowers to color in on there. It is outline. Then we have these huge leaves. There's a 1 stamp with 2 leaves. They are 3.5. And then it's like a V. One's 3.5. One's a little bit shorter. Lots of lines drawn on those. And you can color that in, of course. But then there is a solid leaf image, boom, to fill it in. So you don't have to color it if you don't want. Maybe they're the same height. 3. Oh, yeah, they're both 3 inches, but the way they're shaped, I thought one was longer. Okay, and then those are the leaves that are at the bottom of a Lily of the Valley plant. So you would put those right here at the bottom. They're really big. I saw the picture of a real one on the computer just now. And so, yeah, it's 2 steps. Stamp that and then stamp your leaves there. Okay, then there's a full Lily of the Valley, a small one. It's a little less than 2 inches tall, 1 stem, 5 bells, 2 leaves. Okay. And then there's words. We've got so grateful for you. This is a mix of cursive and regular. So grateful for you. Another mix, to a forever kind of friend, and a little thanks. Then cursive only, happy birthday, happy for you, and all caps, to one of the nicest people I know. Really cute stamp set. Okay, then we got the dies. So you can cut out the stamped images, the leaves, the plant, and the small plant or flowers. Then standalone dies, a very detailed large leaf, 3 1/4 inches, and a standalone bells or lily, 4.5 inches tall. It'll just be super detailed stem with super detailed bell flowers. And then there's 3 single bell, 1 die that cuts out 3 single bell flowers in different sizes, maybe to layer on top of those, not sure. And then there's this interesting background die that's like hash marks, and it looks like it does actually cut, not just emboss. And so that's going to cut like, let me look, see if there's any samples here, but I'm assuming that's going to cut holes in your paper. Yeah. Oh no, it looks like it cuts out this piece that you then glue on top. Looking at one of the samples on page 23. Anyway, so there you go. Lily of the Valley. This is the one I'm doing as an add-on class for the 1-day retreat. So you can take it in person if you're attending that retreat already, or to go. And I think it's going to make great cards. Okay, then there's 2 papers with this suite. I love Lily of the Valley, but very invasive in a garden. They multiply like weeds. Okay, good to know. Good to know, everybody. Don't plant it. Just kidding. It looks really pretty, though, on the pictures on Facebook. I mean, on Google. Ooh, that camera. This is the white, what is it called? Luxe White Specialty Paper. 12 by 12. So you get 2 each of 3 designs. And it's white. It's kind of a slick white. It's only one-sided. And then the images are white pearl, kind of. Like it's not foil, but it is shiny. So this one is some Lily of the Valley plants all over it. You know, repeated. And there is a background image in between all the flowers. So there's that one. It's got the leaves and the flowers and all. Then there's this background in the pearl white that's like hash marks, 3 lines, 3 1/2-inch or less lines going one direction, then turn, then turn, then turn. So it makes a pattern. And then this one here is the white again, and the image on it is little sprigs all going one direction. Tiny sprig, repeat. That makes a line. Then there's a line next to it that's offset, and that just repeats all over. That's it. Beautiful. Luxe White Specialty Paper. Luxe. Yes. You can purchase this suite or when you purchase a suite, you do not get the sticker sheet. That's sold separately. If you want the sticker sheet, don't order the suite because you'll end up with 2 packs of paper. Order each item individually. You'll still get your bundle pricing on the bundle, and then order the designer paper with sticker sheet, which is sold on the next page. So I'll show you those sticker sheets next. But the Lily of the Valley 12 by 12 designer paper is here it is. So we got a white background here. The colors in this paper are Basic Beige, Blackberry Bliss, Coastal Cabana, Darling Duckling, Garden Green, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, Pretty Peacock. And we've got first of all, a white background. It is, again, sort of textured, not just flat white. Maybe it's off-white also. Anyway, and leaves, those big Lily of the Valley leaves growing from bottom to top. Like, here's one, then there's one on top of that, one on top of that, one on top of that, side by side, going all the way up, and the Lily of the Valley flowers growing out of them. The flowers are slightly purple-ish and white, and there's little yellow flowers, also little small yellow flowers filling in the spots. Okay, I'm looking at the colors again. Blackberry Bliss, so that would be an extremely light Blackberry Bliss. Okay, the backside is crushed curry, or Darling Duckling, sorry. Darling Duckling with a pattern all over it, a background pattern. Grid lines going diagonal, forming about a 1/4 inch squares, and then little images inside every other square. Okay, then we've got a Granny Apple Green background, solid Granny Apple Green with leaves growing up, stems, solid stems with leaves from bottom to top, just one right next to the other. Backside is Darling Duckling background with light Darling Duckling, little solid, tiny 1/8 inch flowers all over as a pattern, side by side. Not irregular, is that the word? Irregular, but all over. Okay, then we have this piece here, which is gorgeous. It is like on the whole 12 by 12 sheet, a beautiful Lily of the Valley scene, forming a U at the bottom. So it's on the top left side, and then it goes in a U down the bottom and up to the right. And then the top is just all sky. All sky. So it's just really, really pretty flowers, and like painted, watercolored, beautiful. And then the back side is this piece here. It's that same pattern I just described of the grids going both directions that make the perfect squares, diagonals, like diamonds. But it's a light textured off-white background. The lines are light, maybe Darling Duckling. I think they're yellow or very light green. And then the images, the same image on the inside is green. Okay, this one is very similar to the one I just described of the half square circle image on bottom, but it goes all the way around. It's not exactly the same, but it's basically the same. So the middle of this 12 by 12 is sort of like blue and white sky. And then surrounding it is the painted lilies coming in from all 4 sides. Lily of the Valley. The back is a nice, it looks like a plaid that's hand painted in sort of crumb cake, light crumb, dark crumb plaid. Though, do they list crumb cake on here? No. Oh, basic beige. It's basic beige. And this one's basic beige background with just a nice little pattern all evenly all over it in white, like a computer generated pattern, not a hand painted one, of light basic beige on that. And then the back is just literally greens, a green watercolory background. Can represent grass or whatever. Then we have this super busy pattern right here of a repeated, they made like a little bitty Lily of the Valley bouquet with a yellow bow on it and repeated it all over this paper in even lines going diagonally. There's sort of a square behind it to anchor it that's sort of watercolored in Pool Party, and then white in between. And then last but not least, another a smaller format of a hand painted grid in, I'm going to say, what color is this? Pretty Peacock, light Pretty Peacock. All right, what do y'all think? I think this paper is so pretty. Love that Lily of the Valley suite. What does it remind you of? Oh, just remind you. I've got you, Linda. Let me write this down. Linda likes Lily of the Valley. I have notes somewhere. Linda. All right, that was that one. Next up is, time is it? Oh, girls. Oh, I forgot to show you the sticker sheet. So this sticker sheet, you can purchase it on the next page, on page 24, and it's the Lily of the Valley sticker sheet, or Valley in Bloom sticker sheet. So again, to all get this, it comes with the designer paper. Order that separately. It's really pretty. Big old floral stickers, some this for scrapbooking, of course, but you can use it for whatever you want. Some borders, etc. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to speed up as per usual because there's so many papers and I got them all. This is the Scenic Coast, so I did not buy this suite. All I got was the papers and accessory, but I didn't get this bundle yet. But the bundle is gorgeous, and it is what am I trying to say? It's like a lighthouse and a sailboat and a cave and a sunburst, etc. Okay, so it's called the Scenic Coast Suite. The bundle is called Sunset Coast. This is the 6x6 paper with the sort of pearl in the water. It's those like landscape scenes, but they're all pretty much water scenes. Again, 6x6. And so one side has this foil. I don't know if they call it foil, but it's like a pearlized foil on it where the water reflects. So that's one pattern. You get a lot, I think 8 of each design. Yep, 8. This is called Scenic Coast, 6x6 designer paper. And then the back is just going to be like a watercolory, whatever. So that's like a blueberry bushel and white background. The front, this one has pinks and blues and oranges. There's like a sunset or sunrise, whatever. And the colors, balmy blue, blueberry bushel, crushed curry, gorgeous grape, Highland heathers, and strawberry slush. Okay, so this one's got more purple and blue and orange sky, and then blue and orange water. Again, where the water is, there's a water line somewhere on these, lower or higher, water versus land or sky. And below it is the pearl. And in the back, crushed curry with the watercolory sort of thing. Okay, this one is, some are more abstract than others, by the way. This one is purple, pink, and yellow on top. Purple, yellow, and white on bottom. The back is a purple with some distressing on it. This one is more like, to me, a nighttime scene or an angry water scene. It's not angry, but the sky is purple and orange and blue and yellow, and the water is blue and orange, little bit of purple, but a dark blue. So dark purple, dark blue. There is some light blue as well, but you know what I mean. The back is a mix of mostly strawberry slush with a little bit of yellow. Okay. And then this one is another more like a nighttime. So the water is really dark. Dark blues on the water, just blues only, really. There's a tiny bit of purple. And the sky is orange and strawberry and purple. And there is a circle where a sun or moon is. A moon on that one. Back is light purple. And last but not least, this one is really pretty as well. A tiny, tiny yellow sun. It's barely reflecting on the water there. So the water is dark blue with a little bit of red and orange, or red and yellow. And then the sky is like a burst of red and yellow, and then going into blues. So pretty. And the back is blue. All right, so there you go. Water Scenic Coast 6x6. It is gorgeous. Who's getting this? Bruised purple needs to be a color, right, Santa? That is the color of this, bruised purple, but in a nice, pretty way. And then, hold on, my boxes. No, it's not right. You've got these sequins. We had sequins in the past called shiny sequins. This is the same thing, but different colors. So you got 4 sections of sequins there. Real pretty. I'm just going to say what they look like. Orange, white, blue, maybe strawberry, some kind of red. To look up the colors, it'll be a little time consuming because on these sweet pages, they don't list the colors. I can't remember if they're in the book. Honestly, they might only be in the online store, the colors listed. But anyway, really pretty sequins, large and small, 4 different colors. Part of the suite. And then last but not least, this is where the vellum specialty paper is. It is called Sunset Shimmer Vellum. It's balmy blue, barely blush, and iridescent. So we got balmy blue, barely blush, and iridescent. The iridescent kind of looks like champagne to me. It's light, of course. These are see-through because they're vellum, but they're still colored. There's 2 sheets of each one. There's barely blush and there's balmy blue. So it definitely has a nice shimmer. Ooh, I think you can see it on the camera. So that's gorgeous paper, of course, not just for this suite, but it will go great with that suite. And the bundle's great too. I just, I bought almost everything. So let's keep it calm down. Okay, this suite here is, where's my embellishment? I might have lost her. Hold on. Oh, there it is. Okay, this is called page 28, Beautiful Ordinary Life. I showed this a little bit on a previous video because it was in the Premier Purchase pre-order, so I got it even earlier than my other stuff. But the bundle is called Bordered in Beauty, and this is not necessarily scrapbooking, but it's geared a little bit more towards scrapbooking. But it can be used for anything because it's just a bunch of borders, basically. And of course, y'all know we use these on cards as well, border images. So lots of borders. They're slightly larger than pictured on the front here. There is a border of butterflies. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 3 1/4 inches long. And some of the shorter ones are about 2 1/2. So 3 1/4 to 2 1/2-ish long. Anyway, it's 6 butterflies, all kind of flying different directions, but it's one stamp. And they have lines on them. They're thick lines. It's only 1/2 inch tall. Anyway, so you could color them in or not. Either way, it'll be fine. Okay, there's a zigzag line, like a stitched zigzag sort of, that's made out of small straight up and down lines. There is a sort of long, flat, scalloped border, like hand-drawn pin thickness. There's a solid line, but it's made out of a bunch of X's. This one I think looks like little hearts, but like if you took a thick brush tip pen and drew a heart with a V, so a bunch of hearts in a row, a dotted border, a little rainbow border that is just 3 lines, so rainbows, different heights. And then this scalloped border to me looks like it fills in the rainbows. So you could probably use it as scalloped by itself or fill in those rainbows. The scallops are different heights as well. It's totally solid. Here's another zigzag one, but a smaller format, and it's just lines, 3 equal lines above each other or on top of each other to make a zigzag. Then we've got some 4 images that are great for scrapbooking because you stamp them and then you write stuff or stamp stuff inside them. So they're like borders or tags or boxes, basically. So there's a rectangle with a heart on the side on the left, and it's empty. A tag that looks kind of like those old-fashioned manila tags, but it's smaller. It's only going to be less than 2 inches tall. That has lines on it. So again, for journaling or writing. A rectangle that's about a 1/2 inch tall by 2 inches long. That's pointy on the ends, and it has a double border on it, so 2 lines. And then this rectangle that has some lines drawn in it for putting details of dates or whatever. And the corners are cut off on that rectangle. Okay. And tons of dies here. This is 17 dies. Lots of borders. One, I know I talked about this one already on a previous video. It's 8 inches long, sort of a scalloped border with piercing. So great for scrapbooking or card making. So basically, long story short, which I don't know that some of the dies match up with the stamped images and some don't, I think, is the long story short. So like the butterflies, yes, you can cut that out. It'll be 1 row of stamped butterflies all connected together. The others, and like the hearts you can cut out, or it cuts below them. Anyway, so it might be a partial cut, long story short. Let's just keep it short. But there's different borders you can use. There's like a file folder border that's, again, about 8 inches long to make your own file folders. Cute on scrapbooking and card making. There's an eyelet border that's going to cut little eyelet holes in your thing. You can die cut out the stamped images, the tags. The stamped tags is what I meant to say. There's even like what is that thing called? A bracket die. So you cut a couple of brackets and put something in between the brackets. So got zigzag scallops, etc., etc. All right, good enough. Bordered in beauty. It's really cool. The embellishment that comes with this suite, which of course everything's sold separately, is Array of Dots. And that's what it is. They are not iridescent or sparkly. They are solid colors. Round, like half circles. You get small, medium, and large. And let me make a guess on these colors. Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock. I feel like we haven't had Pretty Peacock embellishments before, so I'm liking that. And these are really nice. They're shiny, but not sparkly. They're just nice dots. They'll be great. Okay, the designer paper is Beautiful Ordinary Life. I did show this one on a previous video, so I'll go over it kind of quickly. It is, how's everybody doing, by the way? Give me a tap. Give me a little tap. Xana, that blush looks lovely, right? Corinne, you got that set. Good. Give me a little tap to keep us going here, if you don't mind. A little heart, thumbs up, whatever it takes. Thank you, Beverly. Good to see you here. By the way, Beverly, I don't know if you can come Saturday after all, Beverly, but I will have all this at the team meeting. All this product will be there. Y'all can see it in person Saturday. Okay. Sorry, I'm distracting myself on my computer. So let me see this paper. It's not all black and white, but there's a few black and white sheets in it, and then some not black and white ones. Colors. And there's a sticker sheet you can get just like the other one. Basic Black, Daffodil Delight, Flirty Flamingo, Lemon Lolly, Lost Lagoon, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Pretty Peacock, Real Red, Timid Tiger. Okay, so we've got this white sheet with the little black sort of V's or abstract hearts, whatever you want to call them, all over it, but not, maybe a good 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch apart from each other, irregular. The background of that one is Pool Party, a little bit distressy with, not solid Pool Party, in other words, with white dots, evenly spaced. They're big dots, and they've got a good 1/2 inch. Yeah, 1/2 inch between the dots, and they're like pencil eraser size dots. Not super solid, so it's real cute. Okay, this is a herringbone pattern, white with thin black herringbone all over. The back of this one is so pretty, in my opinion. It is it's yellows, but light and dark, and it's like a beehive, honeycomb. And so the white outline of the hexagons, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes, hexagons. And some of the hexagons are colored in from a really light yellow to a dark yellow. There's 4 or 5 variations in color, so super pretty there. And then this one is just a white background with black little plus marks all over, evenly spaced across, hand drawn, 1/2 inch between each one. Nice pattern. And then the background of that one, the backside I should say, is pink. I can't remember the colors, but so petal pink on bottom, ombre dark up top, almost flirty flamingo, maybe a little bit lighter. Anyway, and then it has these geometric lines, thin, perfect geometric lines, not perfect meaning they're perfectly straight, not hand drawn. Lines in the pattern, it just breaks it up. It makes it really cool. Okay, that's that one. This one is a white background, solid white with black dots all over. A little bit irregular, just like you took a medium point Sharpie and dotted all over by hand. Super cute. Okay, this one is the one I described before as like if you laid a bunch of circle outlines all over paper and then you colored in only the little where they overlapped. So you got like a little oval that's pointy on the ends, perfectly spaced out like you had laid circles perfectly all over. That's what this is. The colors on those are, each one is a different little bit of a watercolory color of the colors in the paper. So yellows, blues, pinks, etc. Solid white background. Okay, this one here is just a white background with hand, it looks like a coloring page. So hand drawn stems with outline leaves, no detail on any leaf whatsoever. They're pretty large format. They're not touching. They're not overlapping, I should say. So you can color it in or leave it black and white. It's really nice. The back of that is white with stripes painted across. They are hand painted, but they're not super messy. Each section is 1/4 of an inch. We have pool party. Let's start at the top. Flirty flamingo, daffodil delight, pool party, petal pink. Yeah, then it starts over. I just noticed timid tiger is a color in here too. So if there's some orange, it's timid tiger. Okay, this is a small format of black, a white background with black hexagons all over it, but it's not like, it could abstractly represent honeycomb, but it's not like honeycomb. It's like a geometric pattern. Really nice. And then last but not least, the back of that is like a sky, but made out of all the colors: peacock, timid tiger, pool party, daffodil delight, real red, and a little bit of white peeking through. So picture clouds all over, but in those colors. Really pretty. All right, and then here's the sticker sheet that you can get if you purchase that instead. Sticker sheet plus this DSP. It's on the next page. And it's really pretty. Leaves. These are all stickers. When I say sticker sheet, leaves. Of course, some words, some borders, flowers, journaling lines, etc. And then this is also part of this suite. Again, you can purchase this separately or together. It's called Floral Accent, Floral Flight Accents. It's all solid black. You get 2 sheets in one pack. And, one sheet. I can't remember now. They're really thick. Okay, it's 1 sheet. It's this really thick black paper. And if you can see all the images in there, they're just die cut out. So you poke them out. You poke the insides of the flowers out, for example, etc. And they're super detailed. You can put these directly on your projects, or you can use them as stencils also. Whether you use the detail flower as a stencil or this open part as a stencil. So really nice accents there. Super thick, like I said, so high quality. Okay. Now, next is the, what is that called? Velvet. Velvet Meadow. This is on page 32. As a reminder, this is just what I got, so there might be products I'm skipping in between. Velvet Meadow was awesome. I'm pretty sure this is what I'm doing with Genevieve with our Jen and Jen Stamp Camp. So if you live in Canada, you'll be able to take this one too. I think we decided on Flowering Meadow. So here's the bundle. Velvet Meadow is the suite. Flowering Meadow is the bundle. You get a stamp set. Images are pretty much actual size right there on the front of the case. And then your dies. The paper has velvet accents. There's a velvet paper, and there is these gorgeous flower embellishments. I'm trying to get the dies out. Hold on. It's a small sheet of dies. Very small. Okay, so images. These are solid. You don't need to color them in. There is a double flower image, kind of one on top of the other. And then separately the stem and a little detail part that I'm not sure where that goes on the flower, but it's either at the stem or the center, little detail. Then you got this other kind of flower. It's like a little ball of, I don't know what, but it's round and got some detail on it. And then a stem for that with leaves right below the flower portion. Then this other flower, it has 4 flowers on it, stems to connect. So this is like our old-fashioned 2-step stamps. Right here is the center of these flowers, actually. These 2, boom, right there. These 3, boom, right there. You got your stem. So I'm thinking these are just details to go at the bottom of the flowers, like where they're growing from. Maybe, this is probably 1 stamp. Let me look at my stamp. That's what it is. Okay, that's not a separate stamp right there. That's part of this. There's a space where the leaf is going to cover it up. Right here, this is 1 stamp, and there's a space. Yeah, so there's this stem, this stem, this stem. Then you got some random little filler type foliage images. Yeah, so it's just basic 2-step stamping. Very simple. 2 to 3 to 5 steps. Goodness. You can die cut out all your stamped images and a bunch of extra stuff. Some flowers, some stems and leaves, and some little flowers. Lots of little single flowers there as well. Even a little center, etc. Okay, pretty simple on that. Flowering meadow. Then we got the words. Just because, cheering you on. You always make me smile. For showing you care. So many reasons to celebrate. And thanks. Most of them, no, they're 50-50 of cursive or all caps, sort of fancy typewriter font. All right, that's our bundle. Hey, Beverly, thank you. How we doing? I lost some viewers for, I don't know why. Y'all can't stay for a 5-hour video. Just kidding. Kidding. I'm surprised I don't have a visitor in here yet, though. Okay, these embellishments, they're called Dreamy Flowers. Look how big this package is. It's really big. There's my hand. And they are literally dreamy. They named it perfectly because they look so much better in person. They are flowers. They're like 5-petal flowers. They're super detail. They're plastic, or whatever, resin, I don't know. Sticky on the back. You get 2 rows of each color in large and 2 rows in small. They're pretty substantial. The large one is a 1/4 inch, 1/4 of an inch. And then the small one's like, no, it's more than a 1/4 of an inch. It's 5/8. Wait, no, 3/8, 3/8. And the other one's a little less than a 1/4. Okay, 3/8 inch. Anyway, they're big. Okay, so we've got, there's a noise. White, pink, and purple. I think that's Berry Burst. Bubble Bath, Berry Burst, I'm guessing, and white. Okay, there you go. 2 sizes, 2 rows of each size. They're amazing. You need to add it to your list. Corinne, thank you. She said still here, y'all. Thank you, Corinne. Is anyone watching this? There's always replay, though. Okay, then the Velveteen Assortment 12x12. I won't pull this all the way out because it's just velvet paper, but of course it's velvet paper. So if you like to be able to feel your projects, it's nice, of course. You got, let me make sure, the colors. Bubble Bath, Peaceful Pine, and White. So Bubble Bath. That's facing backwards. Peaceful Pine. And again, it's fuzzy. This can make it you a golf course. What is that? A putting green. There you go. And white, of course. White. So really soft and pretty. Excuse my bent corner. I don't know what I did. And then this velvet paper. It's, what is it called? It's so pretty. This designer paper. That's my favorite one. will I use it first and most? I don't know, but it's just so pretty. It's called Velvet Meadow 12 by 12 Specialty Designer Paper. It doesn't have foil. It has velvet. So we're some of the white parts, like not these big flowers, but these little filler flowers on each design. One side has white velvet somewhere, and it's white, not any other color velvet. Okay, so this first pattern here is a huge scene of flowers. The top is green, and it's very pattern, like textury in that green. There's lots of textures in it. It's the Peaceful Pine green. Colors: basic beige, berry burst, bubble bath, cloud cover, daffodil delight, peaceful pine. Anyway, but the flowers grow up to take up about 10 inches, and they're just really large, beautiful, kind of wildflower looking flowers. There are pink, white, yellow, and then some of them are pink with a big bright yellow center, or white with a yellow center, etc. And then the leaves that are growing up in them are sort of very light peaceful pine, and it's all different kinds of flowers. And then the velvet is, I don't know what kind of actual, but it reminds me of baby's breath, of course. Little flowers that are dots on it as the petals, I guess. Okay, the background is just basic beige. It's just a basic beige with a white sort of distressing all over it. I'm just going to call it that. Okay, this one here, the velvet is these little white flowers. This is one of those sheets of paper that has the exact same pattern on the bottom and the top. And then the middle is blank, except this is a basic beige sort of pattern. I don't know if you can see it well on the video, but it's a nice little pattern in the middle. It's basic beige with some lines going both directions, like hash marks, sort of. Just a subtle background. Okay, then flowers growing up from the bottom to just about 3 3/4 inches, and then the same exact pattern on the other side. A much smaller format than the first one, but similar flowers, all the same colors. And then the back of that one is really nice. It's what blue is that? Cloud cover, which is a retired color. Interesting. Ooh, Cheryl just got her pre-order. Open it, girl. Open it. Good for soccer on that velvet. Yes. No, Xana, you're just talking to yourself more than usual. That's true. Me. You talking about me? That's true. I talk to myself all the time. Okay, this is cloud cover. It's like what I call a screen door pattern. If you laid a screen door down on a white piece of paper and sponged whatever color on top, that's what pattern it would leave. And it's cloud cover, which I thought was retired, but whatever. Okay, this one is basic beige background. The hash marks, like when I say hash marks, I mean like lines going diagonal both directions, just to create a pattern, like a distressing on it. Anyway, that's the background. And then this is little, people trying to scare the crap out of me here. Hold on. Y'all, my dog got out. I got to go put him away. Let me put the bee right back. Hold on. Media asset. Sorry. He could get into something. Okay, one moment. Sorry. Okay. I think he actually never got put away, but it's okay. I'm back. Okay. 1-inch flowers. They're bubble bath and berry burst. I don't know what kind they are. They kind of look like a morning glory, maybe. Anyway, so single flowers and then single leaves or double leaves, but they're not touching each other. So I guess you can cut them apart. I do not think that's the images in the stamp set, but anyway, which I already put away. So yeah, that's what that is. Flowers all over. And we've got just a distressed sort of background of cloud cover on the back of that one. This one is sort of a basic beige background, slightly different than the others, and with little cloud cover sprigs all over it, forming a pattern. The velvet side of this one is a textury cloud cover background. Then we've got green detail, like really pretty painted leaves all over it. And then the white velvet is all over it, sort of just growing all over flowers and stems and the dotted flowers. That's just overlaid on top of that background. So it's very textural, tons of velvet, and it's really pretty in person. I think it looks pretty on the video too. Anyway, okay, here's another cloud cover background with just a little bit more of a white distressing. And then the other side is a bubble bath background with lots of texture on it, white, like almost like sanding lines on it. A little berry burst, small flowers, very tiny, 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch-ish berry burst flowers sprinkled around, just the flower. And then the velvet is white leaves and sprigs. Leaf sprigs and sprigs. Okay, those are all velvet, very, very, whatever, touchy. Okay, the last one, the back is basic beige with a lot of white pattern all over it, textury pattern. And then the other side is a beautiful one, background image, florals all over. It's not really groupings of flowers because they're all over and they're overlapping, but kind of like little groupings of flowers, wildflower-ish. Cloud cover background, white flowers, berry burst flowers, yellow with berry burst details, vice versa. White with yellow centers, pine, all kinds of pine leaves and grasses. It's beautiful, beautiful. And then the velvet is little bitty filler top dotted kind of flowers all over. All right, that's it. Do we like it? Velvet Meadow. The paper is called Velvet Meadow. The suite is called Velvet Meadow. And the bundle is called Flowering Meadow. It's so pretty. So pretty. Yes, Becky, exactly. She says all about texture. I think texture is the word I could not think of, Becky. Texture. I don't remember if I said texture, but I feel like I didn't. Okay, the next suite, and this is the last suite that I have, and I think I pretty much showed you every suite, whether I bought it or not. This is called Moonlit Flora. The bundle is called Fern and Flora. This is on page 34, Moonlit Flora. And I actually have some samples because we did these at Onstage. Okay, so this suite, Moonlit Flora, is really pretty, I think. Okay, so Fern and Flora bundle. I did show this one before. I don't remember how much detail I said. I've already used these stamps, so we actually got this at Onstage if we purchased it as an extra add-on that was optional. So anyway, I've used my stamps, but I believe they're about actual size there. So it's a lot of ferns and some flowers. We've got a huge 3-inch fern stamp. So stem with, you know how ferns are, lots of leaves on both sides. Stem with little baby leaves all over it. Repeat. Got that fern. Got maybe another type of fern stamp here that's about a little less than 2 inches, which is one stick stem down the middle, and then leaves on either side, long skinny ones. These are outline images, so we can color them in. There's a small stem with growing on that one stem is 4 or 5 flowers and several buds, and then there's leaves. Then there's an even smaller one. That one was 1 3/4. This one is 1 1/4 tall. Again, different kind of flowers, more like, I don't know what they are actually, but kind of like a daisy, but if the flower petal was shaped as a heart. Anyway, so there's that one with a stem and several flowers and leaves. Okay, then we've got a background image that is about 1.5 by 1 3/4, and it is made of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines going across, but the lines are a little less than an eighth of an inch lines going up and down, making lines that go across. Hopefully that makes sense. It's a nice little background. Just throw it on there. There's a border stamp to then put words inside, stamp it, die cut it out, put a word inside it. And so it's a rectangle that is 3/4 by 2, double line, skinny line rectangle that has the corners cut out on the 2 sides. So that's a nice stamped image, matching die. You can die cut out your stamped images, the fern, the other fern. Oh, and I forgot to mention there is 2, I think they're both, I don't know if one's a butterfly and one's a moth. One is a moth for sure, and there's another flying thing that might be a butterfly or a moth. I think it's a butterfly, but I don't know. Anyway, these are not huge at all. The moth is 3/4 and the other one is about a 1/2 inch tall. So you can die cut those out, die cut out the rectangle. Ooh, the rectangle's bigger than pictured on here. So I said the wrong size. It's 2 1/4 by about 1 inch. You can die cut out the 2 other smaller flowers. Then we've got words. Sincere thanks. You make the world a better place. Thankful for you, and you're an amazing friend. These are sincere thanks is all caps, sort of very, very nice handwriting, all caps. The other 3 are mixed fonts between a fancy cursive and the all caps written font. Okay, then on these dies, of course, like I said, you can die cut out all your stamped images. Then you've got other fern and sort of flora images, as they would say. 2 pretty large fern dies, almost 4 inches tall there, almost 3 inches tall for this one. Then this thing, 2 1/4 inches tall. I don't know what that is, but I guess it's maybe a side view of a fern. It's just got leaves on one side. Then this is just like a sprig with some kind of leaves on it, about 2 1/2 inches tall. And then there's another one here, a stem with some leaves and like buds on it. Again, standalone, 1 1/2 there. There's this image here, this die, I should say, and it cuts out different wings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's one die. It cuts out 6 little bitty wings. They're no more than a 1/2 inch wide and shorter than that tall. And you piece those together to make flowers. They're not wings. I lied. I think you could make a butterfly though, but we made flowers out of them on stage. And then there's this little die here that cuts out 3 little sort of like flower centers. And again, you use those when you put all those little pieces together and make flowers out of them. I guess this is the only sample that did that. Oh, this one too. This is better. So you crisscross those images and put the centers in them and make flowers. Okay. So I think I said everything basically on the dies. It's like 14 dies. Fern and flora. It's really pretty. And then this paper is a rich, dark greens and berry burst. And I'll have to read what yellow it is. I feel like it's probably crushed curry. But so it's just these really rich colors. If you choose to use the paper with it, it's just really nice. I don't know. So I'll show the paper. But first, this embossing folder is amazing. I used it on one of my retreat cards as well. It is called Fern and Flora 3D embossing folder. It's one of those 6x6 folders, and it is 3D, as I said. This piece of paper I cut is a little bit shorter. It could have been wider, so there's just a little bit more image on the left and right there. But you get the idea. I just had to grab a scrap real quick. Anyway, it embosses, of course, really deeply, just a bunch of different ferns, different types of ferns, I'm assuming, and flora again. But there's a couple of what I would consider a traditional fern type leaves. There's a couple of those, and just all the different ones. Of course, similar to the stamped images and images in the designer paper. But it's really pretty and super, deeply embossed when you do that. Here's the picture on the case. And yeah, lots of texture on that one as well. And then the embellishment, which I've used some on these samples here, is called Dew Drops Embellishments. And I believe these colors will be clear, Secret Sea, and I'm assuming that one will be Old Olive. So it's blue, green, and clear. But they are like see-through embellishments, if that makes sense. So it's like it's solid green, solid blue, but yet see-through, if that makes sense. Okay, and you get two sizes, small and large. Really pretty. Okay, so there's all that. Let's look at these samples real quick, and then we'll look at the designer paper. So these are the samples we got to make in that class. Mine might be modified a little bit due to my mistakes, whatever. And yeah, anyway, there you go. Okay, so the designer paper. This one is called Moonlit Flora, 12 by 12, of course, because they all are except that one. It's got basic black, berry burst, golden glow, mossy meadow, old olive, peaceful pine, pecan pie, secret sea, and soft sea foam. So lots of greens. This piece right here is one of those full design, like the whole 12 by 12 is a whole scene. You can cut it apart, of course, but you're just going to get little sections. So we've got ferns, giant ones growing up from the bottom. When I say giant, I mean like one of these leaves is 6 inches tall. This one, it goes off the bottom left, but it's over 8 inches tall, etc. So really huge scene of leaves. It's got the secret sea background and then different greens for all the greenery. Then there are moths flying all over it. So if you have a fear, I don't think Martha's with us watching today, but Martha, maybe this paper's not for her. So it's got white moths flying all over it, small ones. And then in the top right corner, it's got a beautiful light green, like soft sea foam moth that's got its wings open, and you can see all the pretty patterns on it. So that's a beautiful paper. The back is just a nice soft sea foam background with a sort of abstract computer generated type image of abstract leaf, which creates a sort of diamond pattern all over this paper. It's really pretty. So just a pattern, basically. Here we have just a light green or a peaceful pine green background with darker green leaves and stems all over it. Very small format of these leaves. They're like 1/8 inch wide and then long and skinny, and just pretty background of leaves. The back of that is golden glow with a little white dainty dot pattern evenly distributed all across it. So just a background, basically. Ooh, here's another scene one, very similar to the first one, just a different scene. This one involves flowers too. The first one, I think, is just, no flowers on the first one. So this one has flowers, which are dark golden glow color. So they're like yellow, dark, really pretty. And it's almost like there's also some white flowers with a little berry burst as well. Put these side by side. There's more greenery on this one. It's more crowded, but it's the same, growing from the bottom all the way to the top. There's not even like a little space at the top of this one. And then lots of white moths all over it, but no big one. And then there's some other little flowers and stuff. The background is berry burst with just a delicate sort of fancy pattern on it that is lines going both directions, both directions diagonally to create like 1/4 inch squares, but it's a fancy little pattern. Okay, so there's that one. And this one is just a secret sea background with, my throat is getting weird, small ferns all over it, like little bitty leaf ferns that are like 1 inch tall or less, side by side, not touching. I wouldn't really hand cut them apart because they're so small. And then little white flowers with yellow centers and white flowers with berry burst details. Okay, so just a small pattern there. And then this one is a light green background. It's like a light old olive with a little leaf pattern all over it, but very evenly distributed, geometrically, whatever, not just random leaves all over. It's just a little, if you stamped a leaf, a stem with a leaf going straight up and one on the left and one on the right that was tiny, repeatedly all over evenly, that's what you would get in a darker green, old olive. Okay, here's another. This is similar to the first one, and I'm going to show these last two. It's not the back of this one. It's two different patterns here, but these are similar to the first ones, except a slightly smaller format, but we've got leaves growing top to bottom or bottom to top, whatever, all facing that direction. This one is just leaves, bright green to dark green with the blue background, the secret sea background. And this one has little white flowers as an accent as well. This other one is some of the different leaves, top to bottom, with orange flowers, golden glow flowers as an accent. Okay, the back of that first one is Secret Sea with that same diagonal lines going both directions in a fancy pattern, I guess, to create a background. And then the other one, the back is Peaceful Pine with a little bit of distressing and computer generated stems with outline leaves with no detail all over. Nice pattern, random pattern of those leaves everywhere. Okay, I hope I described that good. Moonlit Flora, I think it's gorgeous. I think you should get it, unless you really don't like moths. Then you shouldn't get it. Ooh, Becky says the ferns are her favorite so far, even though she's liked it everything. Yeah, it's definitely different than, she says different from what she's had and dramatic, which I agree, and also kind of different from some of Stampin' Up's typical stuff too. I agree, Becky. Okay, next up, we're moving. The catalog is really organized, y'all. So it goes from sweets to bundles to stamps to dies, etc. So next in the catalog is bundles. Now I have this bundle, but I do not have the dies with me. I loaned them out because Robin is going to do a stamping demonstration for me at the team meeting. So, and her order got a little mistake happened. It's all good. Oh wait, she has the stamp set, so I only have the dies. I got mixed up. I only have the dies, not the stamp set. But anyway, this is a great one. So it's called Opulent Oasis Bundle. Of course, you can buy the stamp only or the dies only, but you can get both. It's on page 36. The stamp set has a large flower, which we can see how large it is right here on the dies. Right here, this one. So it is 2 3/4, basically. It's almost 3 by 3, this flower. But what I like about it is it's one stamping. It gives you the light and dark, and you're done. There's no coloring. So you got that flower. Then you've got this other flower, which this is the flower right here, this die. So it's kind of one of those flowers folded up like side view. Okay. And it's this kind of flower right here that you see on the picture of the dies there. Or this kind of flower right here. I don't know what kind it is. Kind of tropical looking. Okay. Then there is 2 different leaf stamps. So a sprig with several leaves coming off both sides. A larger one and a smaller one. You can see the dies right here. Again, no need to color. It's going to give you light and dark when you stamp it. So this bundle's great. I just don't have the stamps here to show you. It also has words. Ooh, if I can read these tiny. Sending happy thoughts, special thanks, best wishes, hello friend. And there's a couple of dot stamps that are like backgroundy, but they might be to add detail to the flowers. I'm not sure. Anyway, and then here are the dies. Now, these are one of the dies. I showed y'all these last week, or I don't remember when that was, but I showed these dies that use the new impressions plate. This is one of those die sets. It's this particular flower right here, this die. We got to make this on stage, excuse me for the coughing. So you die cut it, and I did this on a video again 1 or 2 weeks ago. I did it with these. You die cut it like normal, then you run it back through You die. So normally you die cut with this die facing down and you die cut it. Then you take that and flip it upside down like this with your die on bottom, blade facing up, paper on top of that, and you use, I'm going to grab it here, this impressions plate, which is like a flexible foamy thing. I don't think in the catalog, I don't know if it so on page 36, if you have your book, or write down a note to check it later, on page 36, lunar moth. Thank you, Corinne. I should have read the comments. Lunar moth, everybody. This is on page 36 at the top, and it says making great impressions, and it gives you some information. So this impressions plate, you don't have to have it to use this die, but you have to have it to make that second image. So and then there's I think this is the only other die I think in the catalog that uses the impressions plate right now. I think, if I'm could be wrong, but I think so. But I'm just saying, y'all. Oh, it does say impressions dies above this picture of the die. So if you see the word impressions dies, you know you want this to go with it. That's a one-time purchase, of course, on that. Okay, anyway. Also in the dies, you got some standalone sprigs with leaves, and these look like little sticks, basically. Some stick dies. Of course, I'm sure they're stems of whatever, but and then that big flower. So what this is it's like a tropical looking flower with 5 petals. This die that I'm describing with the impressions, and then it has, as part of it, it's just one big thing. There's no holes that fall out of it when you die cut it. It just cuts this big image. And when you run it through the second time, it adds embossing, basically. I don't know how it does it, but it's got leaves coming out on the left and right, a couple of leaves below it and above it, and then little flowers surrounding it as well. So it creates its own whole scene. Okay. So for my vision impaired customers, that is to help you know what that is. The other dies are like normal dies. They either cut out the stamped images or they're standalone. Here's Brittany. Everybody say hi. Say hi. See if if anyone had to leave because my video is too long, they miss Brittany. Okay, let me put this back. This is a huge set of dies too. That one I took out earlier was tiny. This is the backing paper is the full size of this case. Y'all know our new cases are big. Okay, so that is Opulent Oasis bundle. Okay, next is Phrases and Frames bundle. I showed this again on a previous video where I die cut out. This is the other impressions one. No, Brittany's rubbing her face on my light, so it might crash down. Stop. I don't need a broken light bulb. Anyway, I showed this on a previous video. So Phrases and Frames is a bundle. It's another it's another bundle where the stamp set is just words and the dies are frames or labels to put the words in, so you can use one without the other, right? But of course you save 10% if you get both. Okay, let's see. I think the images are basically actual size on here. They're a little bit smaller. So the images are a little bit bigger than what you see on this piece here, but because it's words, I need to read it from the picture here. Phrases and Frames. We got anniversaries are for celebrating the joys of today, the memories of yesterday, and the hopes of tomorrow. That's 4 lines, and the word joys, memories, and hopes are a real pretty cursive, and everything else is all caps, just simple all caps. Okay, we have thinking of you. Of is all caps. Thinking you is cursive. We have sending prayers and heartfelt sympathy to you and your family. That's 3 lines, and prayers and sympathy are cursive. Have a fabulous day. 3 lines. Fabulous is cursive. Happiest birthday wishes. Happiest is cursive, and then birthday wishes is stacked on top of each other next to it. Exclamation mark. I didn't forget your birthday. I just wanted it to last longer. That's 2 lines, and forget and longer are cursive. Sending you hugs. Sending you is stacked and hugs is next to it in cursive. Happy anniversary. Happy is on top. Anniversary is below in cursive. And last but not least, may your day be filled with love and happiness. That's 2 lines. Day, love, and happiness are cursive. Okay, so there's the words. Phrases and frames. Then the frames, or the phrases and frames dies, are these frames I showed before. So they look like they're going to cut all these holes. Y'all know how I hate that. And you have all the paper to dig out. That's not what it is. All these details you see are embossing details. So you can cut out this large frame. It is about 5.5 by 4. And it does cut out the center section. So you can use that perfect rectangle to put images on, whatever on. But this is what it looks like when you die cut it. And then I did mine slipped, so it's off center. But this is how much deeper the impression gets when you run it through the second time with the impressions plate. And then there's a medium one that I didn't test yet, but again, it won't be detail holes there. It'll just be embossing. 2.5 by 4 1/4 on that rectangle, and they all have different details. Then the third one is this. It's like a rectangle, a small rectangle that cuts an oval out of the middle. And again, you can cut that oval in another color, put your greeting on it, stick it back in here. Here's without the impressions plate. Here's after the impressions plate. So it just adds an amazing amount of detail and puffs it up. It's almost like, I feel like it looks like puff paint or something. So there's that one. Then there is a third or fourth one. There's 4 total that I didn't use. That's a small oval and it's scalloped on the outside. Again, there's some detail that's going to be embossed in there, and it's 1.5 wide, 1.5 by 1. And all of those will cut out the middle part as well. Okay, so that's frames, phrases and frames, die cut. And yes, Becky asked, will the impressions plate work with the standard die cut machine like an old Big Shot? Yes. Everything we carry works with a Big Shot. Like it's the same sizes, like as far as plates go, same thickness and everything. And the impressions plate, Becky, it'll definitely fit width wise, and it's like rubber or silicone, I guess. And it's literally floppy, so you can bend it and all the stuff. And of course, it's just the thickness that's going to make the difference on the impressions. But long story short, yes, it will work on a Big Shot machine. And that plate is found later in the catalog, but y'all don't need another page number anyway, because we just shop online, right? But it's found later in the catalog. Okay, in the bundles, there's a bunch more new bundles, y'all, a bunch. But I'm going to skip. And if a bundle was in a suite, it'll be in this section as well. So there's all of those. But All of Flutter is a punch bundle. I might just be missing it here. Oh, here it is on page 42. All of Flutter. All of Flutter. And I think I'm using this for my annual catalog kickoff event, which you can take as a craft along or in person. So we got this awesome punch here. It's 3 butterflies, 3 different sizes, and they're kind of in a flight pattern, or not a flight pattern, but I don't know. When you stamp the images, which it's one stamp does 3 butterflies at once, and then you die punch them all out at once. But if you just stamp them, it's sort of like they're flying, so you can just stamp them as a background or whatever, and it'll be fine. Anyway, that's the pattern. Okay, they are 3/4 to almost 1 inch tall, basically, the butterflies. Maybe the last one is a little bit shorter. Oh, it's about 3/4. Okay, there's 3 of them, 3 different sizes. So stamp once, punch once, you'll get 3. There's a couple of different, actually there's several ways to stamp them. So there's 3 images that will fit the punch. You got this completely solid butterfly image, which of course you can use to stamp and color in the other ones. You've got the outline butterflies, which still have a lot of detail in them, so you could stamp that once in one color and be done. or you could stamp that only and color it in. And then there's this one, which is, let's see if they have any samples in the book. I don't think they do, but anyway, it's sort of like the opposite of the outline one. The ink goes in, it's not exactly opposite, but is it? Hold on. Anyway, it's sort of opposite of the other, where it's segmented out into segments of the butterfly and the wings, but the ink goes in the parts you would normally color. Hopefully that makes sense. So you can layer them or stamp them separately. Either way, they'll fit on the punch. Okay, there's also a little, like a row of butterflies, but it's up and down, like vertical instead of horizontal, of 4 solid butterflies flying different directions, sort of a little bit left to the left or to the right, different sizes. Just a little image there. There's a flight lines stamp, right? Yeah, right here. Flight lines, little dotted lines, curvy. Swirly. And then the rest are words. Okay, so we have fluttering by to say hi. Friend, you are so appreciated and thinking of you today. It's a mix of cursive and print, but it's like a cute print. It's a little more fun and cutesy than the print on all the other stamps we've looked at today. These are actual size on the front here, it looks like. And there you go. Okay, all a flutter bundle. What time is it? I got work to do. It's all good. We're getting semi toward the end. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's the olive flutter. And I did this. No, I didn't. Oh, yeah. This is the only other punch bundle I got, and it's called Exciting Times. It's on the same page 42. I did use this punch already. This is a nice rectangle punch with rounded corners. So it is 1.5 by 2 1/8 rectangle punch. It is, what is it called? Page 61. In case you only want the punch. They did demonstrate this on stage, and it was really nice. It's called Rounded Rectangle, or you can get it in the bundle and save 10%. Turn it upside down so you can see it. No reflection. Anyway, the stamp set is called Exciting Times, and it's 2 different rectangle outlines. I couldn't think of the word. Rectangle outlines. So you can stamp them only, stamp and punch out, etc. One of them is actually a lot larger than the punch. It's 2 3/4 by almost 2 1/4. And then when you stamp it, you can punch. It's got multiple outlines around it. So it's got the border and then the inner border. So you can stamp it and just put your words inside and be done, or you can stamp it again, punch out the center, layer it on top, etc. And then you can also layer this one on top of it or use it alone. And that is a rectangle that's going to fit in the punch perfectly. And it is like, it's in the shape of the rectangle, but it's made by lines, sort of like sun ray lines, with a perfect oval cut out of the middle. Not cut, but etched out. So you have room to stamp your words. And then the rest is just words. Let's celebrate. You did it. Happy birthday to you so much. And thank you. So it is a great little bundle. Again, the girl at OnStage showed us really how versatile, like, it seems very simple, but she did a lot of cool stuff with it. And she showed how versatile it actually is. So that was very cool. And of course, this punch, like, just punch it out instead of docketing. Yeah. Okay. Then we've got these. Oh, these are 2 single stamps. They are not a bundle. A family celebration and sending salutations. One's on page 45. That's for sending salutations. And a family, they're not in alphabetical order. They're in whatever order Stampin' Up! Wanted. I don't know why. A family. It doesn't matter. I know y'all don't need to know what page it's on, but that's on page 54. Okay, so a family celebration is great for scrapbooking or card making. It's basically all the family or most of the family names that could be. They're bigger than pictured on the front here, like grandchild is probably the longest one. That's 3 inches long. So in cursive, we've got a very, to you, friend, grandpa, grandchild, grandma, brother, better half, daughter, husband, mom, dad, son, sister, wife, all lowercase. Then in all caps, we've got and happy birthday to my. So mix and match how you want. Label people in a scrapbook, put it on a card. Happy, what does it say? Happy birthday to my, fill in the blank, right? That's a single stamp. We actually got this free at On Stage, but side note, hold on. Yeah, close my case. Sending salutations is just words, of course, great for, you guessed it, sending salutations. Okay, so just a bunch of words, greetings, sentiments, whatever we want to call them. Congratulations on your achievement. Cheers to you. I am here for you. I hope all things wonderful are headed your way, exclamation mark. Sending best wishes for health and healing to a marvelous person on their birthday, wishing you a bright and beautiful future. Here's to a new chapter. Thank you so much for your friendship. I don't know what I'd do without you. I truly appreciate all you do. That's a good one. Sending salutations. It's a mix of all caps, sort of handwritten, but very, very, very neat all caps with cursive. Okay, so there's that one. You're a sucker. Exactly, Becky. I'm also a sucker for punch bundles. 100%. Okay, next is designer papers. So there's more papers at the back of the book, y'all, that don't have sweets to go. Like a lot more. A lot more. So let's look at them. This fell out. This is in there somewhere. Okay, so again, there's more stamps. I didn't buy all the stuff. There's a whole section of dies is next, then punches and embossing folders, then designer papers. So these papers are not part of a suite. And let's just look at them real quick. We've got paper medley. Of course, 12 by 12. All these are 12 by 12. Paper medley. Basic beige, basic black, calypso coral, darling duckling, hydrangea hue, misty moonlight, peaceful pine, petal pink, pretty peacock. As you're watching, go ahead and throw up a heart or something. So I'll know you're still there. Okay, so this first pattern, one side is, I don't know what you call this pattern, but it's white background, and it's got row after row after row, side by side, going top to bottom of, like if you did a swipe of color on going up to the left and one up to the right, a little paintbrush, I should say, to make either a heart or a flower petal or whatever. It's just those, the paint swipes, one on top of the other on top of the other. They're all, each swipe is a different color, and it forms a pattern all the way across. They're just like 1/4 of an inch long in a V pattern, not touching each other. Okay, so we've got like yellow, coral, gray, pink, etc. on that. Then the back is a darling duckling background, just white distressing, with a very even little dainty computer generated diamond made out of dots pattern with dotted lines diagonal between those. Then we've got a background of light green, maybe light, pretty peacock. And I'm not sure what green it is, honestly, but, or blue or green, blue-green. Light background with lines going across one direction, left to right, and they are made out of either dashes or plus signs, but I'm talking about tiny, tiny ones. So dashes and plus signs, different configurations of each. Like there might be 2 rows of dashes, then 3 rows of plus signs, and then something else. The other side is just a pretty peacock ombre, darker on bottom, lighter on top, more white as you go to the top, kind of distressed. And then we got this white piece here with a little solid, tiny, like tulip flower with 2 leaves below it, patterned evenly spaced all the way around on this paper. 1/2 inch or so between each one. Each row is offset. So just a nice background pattern there. And then we've got a basic beige piece here with white stripes, or vice versa, however you want to look at it, going diagonal. They're sort of painted on, so they're not all the same width. Very thin space between each one. Here's a basic gray background with tiny white sort of daisy style flowers all over, just solid little tiny 1/8 inch flowers, lots of space between them. And a center is red. What color is that? No, they don't. Oh, Calypso Coral. Calypso Coral's dot in the center, just a tiny dot. Ooh, the back is a petal pink wood grain. So not planks, just a giant wood grain pattern all over petal pink. Then we got a Misty Moonlight piece with just white dots all over, tiny polka dots that are evenly, perfectly spaced. The back of that is a denim, and I think that's hydrangea hue denim. Then we got a black piece with perfect white polka dots all over. Makes you eyes dizzy if you stare at that. Perfect white polka dots, evenly spaced. They're 1/8 inch dots. And then the back of that is white with 4 diagonal pinstripes of black going diagonal, 1/4 inch space, black stripes, 1/4 inch all the way across. So black and white. Okay, that is that paper. Paper medley. It's for anything, like to go with any paper, any stamps you want. This one here, I do have, it's just the same sample here, but I have a sample using this paper. This is all black and white. It's called Artisan Sketched Garden. Artisan Sketched Garden. It's on page 63. It's 12 by 12. It's all black and white. So we've got this sheet here, which I love so much. I don't know why. I don't even like coloring, as y'all know, but I love this paper. It is row after row of hand-drawn, it's white background with black vases of flowers. There's all different kinds, shapes of vases, and some have just leaves, some have roses, some have tulips, some have whatever. Anyway, so some have water in it, some is like a planter, and then there's a row of about 7 vases. There's kind of just a black line drawn as a abstract floor table or whatever. Then you got another row, more vases. There's 4 rows total of vases, approximately 3 inches or so, and then 4 rows of those. The back is white with a black pattern all over. It's sort of like it's not sort of, but it's a small flower, like a 1/4 inch flower, evenly distributed all over as a pattern. Then we got this sheet. This is not the one we used on that card, but this is a white with black flowers all over, mainly flowers, a few little tiny leaves. They're just all crowded on top of each other or next to each other, side by side. Again, it looks like a coloring sheet. Literally just color it. It can be an activity for kids if you need it. There's very little space between the flowers, but there is space between the flowers a little bit where you can color a background. They're just like 5-6 petal flowers. In the back of that is black with white dots all over, like you took a medium point pen and drew white dots, I guess a white gel pen, and drew white dots all over. And so they're not perfect, but they're pretty evenly spaced. This is the paper for this part. So Stampin' Up! Just gave us one section, whatever, not 4 by 5 1/4, but basically a section of this designer paper and some blends. And we colored it in. And it is white with black, of course, groupings of roses all over it. So different, and maybe another flower, but anyway, groupings of flowers. So like 2 flowers, some stems coming out, some leaves sticking out. It's not like a growing from the ground kind of plant. And Oh, there is space between them, so you could hand cut them out. They're separated from each other, but they're close enough together that they look fine as a background, as you see on this card. And then the back is white with a little, like, almost like a little hand-drawn fleur. It's a stem with 3 little teeny tiny open leaves, evenly distributed all across as a pattern. They're like 1/8 inch, or yeah, about an 1/8 inch tall, about a 1/2 inch between each image. And then this one is white. It's white with black flowers all over. I don't know how to describe it different, but it's different than the other ones. It's just mainly rose images, rows after rows after rows, with a little bit of leaves and a little bit of like a tulip kind of flower, but mainly if you glance at it, you see roses. Oh, in the back, now we finally got one with a black background and white flowers all over, but it's like I don't know, like a 5-petal flower that's just solid white with no detail. So I really don't feel a need to color these. The center is black. It's just black with white flowers all over. Okay, this one here is white with black. This is the whole, you got the stem growing from the ground, coming up. You got little leaves on it and flowers. I do not know what kind of flowers those are. Similar to a rose, but not. And there is enough space between them that you could hand cut them out, but they're very close together, so you could leave it as a background. They're all growing one direction up from the bottom to the top, so it makes a nice background. And the back is white with black stripes drawn across. It's a little bit smeared, like if you immediately drew a thick black line and then swiped it and it smeared a little bit. So just makes a nice background. Hand-drawn stripes there. Okay, and then last but not least, this one is similar to the one I just described about the little groupings of flowers, but these are more like bouquets. They're a little bit smaller. They don't have bows or anything, but there's no, they don't look like they're growing from the ground. They look like they're cut flowers. So you got tulips and other kinds of flowers. Groupings, you can hand cut them apart or leave them together. And last but not least, black background with a white foliage type image that's very solid. No need to color. It's really like a diagonal lines of this white leaf pattern going down the page. Okay, that's it. Y'all, I start getting tired at the end of these videos and my descriptions get even worse. I don't know. I'm very tired right now. Anyway, it's fine. This one is, I do want to show you this, and I don't need to show you the second one because it's the same, but this is the new patterned paper from Stampin' Up. So we always have this patterned paper in our like color families. So you got brights, regals, subtles, neutrals. This year we have subtles, brights, regals, neutrals. We also have basics, which is this pack here, which is beige, black, and vanilla. And then we have the new in colors, but we don't have the old in colors. Remember, I told you that is carrying over the old pattern. So only the new in colors, unless somehow they end up putting it online. But right now, so these are the new in colors. So we got Calypso Coral, Crisp Cantaloupe. You get different amounts of each pattern depending on what color family it is. Okay, so this is Crisp Cantaloupe. So for the in colors, you get 2 of this pattern and 2 of this pattern in every color. The other families might be different. Okay, it's 12 by 12. Here are the patterns for the whole pack. You have a white background with a hand-painted circle in whatever color it is. So this is cantaloupe of 3/4 of an inch. So all the circles are a little bit different from each other. They're evenly spaced on here, a good 1/2 inch from each other, and it's just a nice polka dot background, but really large dots, painted, solid white background. So in every color, you're going to see that image. What is this? Golden Glow, Barely Blush, Hydrangea Hue, and Peaceful Pine. And then that will be the same for all of these. So that's that side. And the other side of that, you get 2 of these, is light cantaloupe crisp with dark cantaloupe crisp small dots all over. They're still a little irregular, like they're hand painted, but they're not as watercolory, and they're evenly distributed across. So maybe an 1/8 inch between them, and they are about an 1/8 inch. So dots, polka dots. Then the other pattern that comes with this set, whatever family you buy, is this sheet here, which is almost like a paint swatch. So it's white. None of the paint or colors go to the edges, so it's got a white edge all the way around. And then it looks like someone painted just different light and dark of whatever the color is. So this is crisp cantaloupe. So we've got like a medium or a light, and then a medium, and then a dark, and then a super, super light, and then a little bit medium. Anyway, in different widths going all the way down. It's not necessarily ombre. It goes from randomly from dark to light. You've got as small as about a 1/2 inch to as large as about 1 1/4 inch of someone painted it across. Again, you'll get that in all the colors of this, whatever the family is. And then last but not least is the other side of that one. And it is very similar to what I just described color-wise, but perfect. Are they perfect? No. But more perfectly straight lines, much more perfectly straight lines, and little white painted. Those are the irregular, these white painted skinny 1/8 inch lines, maybe 16th inch lines separating different things. Okay, stripes, stripes, stripes. That in comparison to that. Okay, so that's the patterned paper. What do we call this? It's called painted patterns, but like, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? Where we just have the families each year of all the families of DSP in all the colors. Yeah. Okay, and then you can get these flat 4x8 cellophane bags. That's pretty cool. I stupidly thought they'd be big enough to put cards in like we used to sell, but no, they're more like treat bags, 4 inches by 8 inches. It's cellophane. It's just flat. It's not gusseted, but it will be great for treats. You get 25 in a pack. So that's a cool new item. And then more papers here. I don't know how I got that mixed in there. I think it's in the wrong spot, but it doesn't matter. It's at the back of the catalog. Then we got this paper here. Did I show this already? Oh no, this is the In Color Pearl. What is it called? In Color Pearlized Specialty Paper. This is on page 67. The bags are on page 67. I did have it right. Okay, so In Color Pearlized paper, all the in colors, pearlized, 12 by 12, beautiful. You get one of each color, one sheet of each color. Therefore, make it last, make it stretch. Okay, now this paper is not with the other designer papers. It is on page 70, and it is called Everyday Essentials. Oops. And mix and match. Everyday Essentials mix and match. So they have it on the page 70 with all of the ephemera, which is these things that are either stickers or die cuts. They're great for new crafters or not new like us, and to make quick and easy projects, whether it's scrapbooking, card making, or whatever. So ephemera, and then they, again, I'm going to read it again. Everyday Essentials Mix and Match Designer Series paper. So it's 12 by 12. I'm going to look real quick through it. Yeah, it's not, I thought it might be where it's divided into like snippets, but it isn't. I guess they just think it's a great paper for beginners. So let's look at these patterns. The colors are Bubble Bath, Crumb Cake, Darling Duckling, Lost Lagoon, and Misty Moonlight. We've got a Misty Moonlight background here with sweet little sort of cutesy solid flowers, not like artistically painted or drawn, just cute little flowers. all over in Bubble Bath and Darling Duckling. I think that's their new favorite yellow this year. And it does look cute on here, I'm just saying. And then Lost Lagoon leaves and stuff. So just a little pattern of leaves all over. Then this one is a crumb cake, a very light crumb cake background with dark or regular crumb cake dots all over. They are a little messy, but they seem to be perfectly round, not hand drawn, just like not in a perfect pattern, dots all over, dotted all over. I like this piece here. It is a Misty Moonlight dark and light stripes, like perfect 1/4 inch stripes all the way across. But then it's a little like whiter down in some of the corners, like it's a little distressed. Not distressed though. It's like it got sun faded or whatever. Anyway, and then splatter in the 4 corners, which I always like a good splatter. It looks like ink, Misty Moonlight ink got splattered on the corners. So I like that. Kind of large splotches of ink splatters. Okay, then the back is what color is this? Lost Lagoon? Yes, Lost Lagoon light with darker Lost Lagoon, very skinny lines drawn every 1/16 of an inch. Hand drawn. Very busy on the camera there. This is great. It is a Daffodil Delight gingham. So we have Daffodil Delight stripes, 1/4 inch, both directions, diagonal, and white in the middle. Very standard gingham. And then the back, ooh, I love it. Crumb cake, sort of a little bit distressed, a little bit of white on it, and splatter on the top, or on 2 of the corners across from each other. Love it. This is like a notebook paper pattern. Don't ask me what kind of notebook paper, but it has like drawn on holes on the side, like 3 circles to where your holes would be in your paper. Then the blue lines and then pink lines. It is like notebook paper, but like slightly different. There's a couple of areas that have a grid on it. And it's even got a little pink splatter, bubble bath splatter up there. So that's cool. Ooh, the back is really pretty. It's Lost Lagoon, like a very, very light Lost Lagoon background with Lost Lagoon light and dark roses all over it, but it's just monochromatic. There's no other color, and some other flowers. So leaves, flowers, Lost Lagoon, beautiful. Okay. Then this is just a bubble bath paper that has some distressing and almost like you stamped around all 4 edges in one of our stamp sets that we've sold in the past that make textures. So it's got splatter, it's got lines, it's got words, but like I would not attempt to read those words. And then the center is just bubble bath. Is it bubble? Yeah. Light bubble bath in the center. Okay, the back is Lost Lagoon with just an evenly distributed pattern all across. It is 5 or 6 dots, kind of like abstract flower, but they're literally just dots. And then a space and a single dot and a space and that same flower repeated all over. Even pattern. Okay. And we got Misty Moonlight with Lost Lagoon stripes. So it's Misty. That's about a 1/4 of an inch and then an 1/8 inch stripe of Lost Lagoon painted on there. And then this is a nice crumb cake light background, little distressing with white, little splatter with 1/4 inch dots all over, evenly distributed. So it's polka dotted. All right, that was it. That is the Everyday Essentials 12 by 12. Pretty cute, huh? Hey, Karen. How many people are still here? 16. Everybody's trying to eat lunch. What's the deal? Okay, so the rest is really just the in color stuff. Oh, and I have only 1 bundle from the online exclusives. It is a cute one, y'all. So I'm going to show you that. But I have some more. You don't really have to, I don't have to do a description of these. You've seen it already, but I've got all my new blends from the in colors. I've got my new white gel pens that I bought before I purchased the other thing. It's a set of 2 gel pens. They're both 1.0. I forgot the word for that, but that's the size of them, 1.0. I've got my new in color ribbons. I'm trying to pick up my ink pads, sorry. My new in color ribbons, my new in color ink pads, which I showed on a previous video, and my new black hybrid ink pad. These embellishments right here are called in 2026 to 28 in color dots. So they are just the 5 in colors. You get a small and a large, or small and medium, whatever you want to call it, in all the 5 colors. They're very shiny and pretty. I got a pack. I actually got 2 packs of the assorted in color cardstock. So you got all that. I stamped this, I think, yeah, on a previous video with my new Barely Blush ink pad. In case you missed it, they're magnetic. Only the new in colors will come in these pads right now. Next year, like in 2027, all will be switched over and we'll get a color refresh. There's different ways you can lay these out. You can just take this away completely when you're working, but then when you're done, turn it where the label's on top so it's upside down in there. You can get about 3 of them to stick to each other well. But it'll be better when I take the plastic off of these. I just haven't had time. We got to play with these white gel pens at Onstage. They were really nice. The ribbons are all in the in colors. They're this, I don't know what kind of ribbon it is, but it's thin. It's kind of fancy. And it's sort of, I don't know if it's called bordered, but it has a slightly darker border on the left and right. What's it called? Bordered ribbon. There you go. It's 3/8 of an inch, and it's the 5 new in colors. Peaceful Pine. Let me read them here. Barely Blush, Crisp Cantaloupe, Golden Glow, Hydrangea Hue, and Peaceful Pine. And of course, Crisp Cantaloupe is a returning color. So last but not least, let me just show you real quick. So we do have, it's not a huge online exclusives release, but there is some stuff in here. There's a whole suite for Winnie the Pooh. A whole suite. There's a stamp set, dies. There's 2 stamp sets, 2 dies. These, see that shape right there? There's labels. An embossing folder, which mine's coming. I just didn't order the bundles yet because I don't know. For me personally, I don't know if I need Winnie the Pooh. There's an embossing folder called 100 Acre Woods. And there's the designer paper, which I showed earlier at the very start, towards the start of the video, about, I mean, there's the Winnie the Pooh designer paper. Okay. But I got this bundle here called Ouch. It's in the online exclusives that are coming out in March, mainly because I thought these dies would be good. I mean, it is a cute stamp set. Don't get me wrong. But the dies are really cute. They are Band-Aid shaped like a long oval. So don't we always need dies like that? Yes. So we've got 2 different Band-Aid shapes here, which I'm thinking to put words in, of course. So there's this one. It is 1 by 2 3/4, and think word window, like a long rounded oval. And then this other one is 5/8 by 2 1/2. Of course, this one is, yeah. So there's images that those can fit. There's also a separate die that's standalone that's going to create a Band-Aid. It's going to put the little dots on the left and right, and it's a little embossing where the fabric part of the Band-Aid goes in the middle. And then there is, so let me tell you about the stamp set real quick, and then we'll talk about the dies, and then that's it. So it's called Ouch. There's literally a Band-Aid image that looks like, you know, a fabric Band-Aid. It's rounded Band-Aid. Here we go. There's also a Band-Aid image that is just the outline and the 2 lines. So you could put whatever. And then there is a floral image that's in the shape of the Band-Aid. So you could either stamp that on top of the plain one, and or just stamp it by itself and die cut it out with the smaller die, I'm assuming. Yeah. Anyway, so it's like little flowers. When I say floral, it's a bunch of 5-petal flowers side by side, completely solid. And they're sort of like groovy to me. They look like 70s flowers, right? anyway, so you can have a flower band-aid. Then there's a heart image, a solid heart, a solid plus sign, like for your ambulance, nurses, whatever, plus sign, and a solid flower that's the same type of flower as these others, but it's a single. And there is a die for each one of those. So we have a small heart, flower, and plus sign. These are all a little over 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch images. And then there's an image of 9 dots, just single dots in a square. So that, again, can be stamped on this plain Band-Aid image to put the little dots there where the holes, the air holes go for the fabric. And then last but not least, feel better soon, ouch, and be brave. So I thought the dies would be great, in addition to that it is a cute stamp set and of course can make some good get well cards or whatever, but get it for the dies. So that comes out. This image is way bigger than it actually is. Side note, like way bigger. That's a lie. But anyway, all these are bigger than they actually are. Get this May 5th, or thanks, Corinne, you hung in, girl. Or as a demonstrator, you can get it now. May 5th. It's a month away, y'all. So I would be a demonstrator if I was you. And get this stuff now before maybe little back orders happen or whatever, If y'all do have any questions about anything, let me know. I am now going to eat lunch and give Brittany some chicken so she won't starve. Next week, I should be back to stamping, I believe. Next week. Yeah, we should be good, I think, for stamping next week. And then the next week after that, we'll see. But everyone have a great day. Thanks for those of you who hung in the entire time. And if you're watching replay, also thank you very much. Have a wonderful week and weekend. And if you're coming to my team meeting, I will see you Saturday, right? Okay. Have a good day. Thank you very much. Hey, Katie, I just saw you said hi to Brittany. Thank you. All right. I'll see y'all later. Thanks, friend. Bye.